as well in the kill feed. Nemesis now approaching onto Zeta Division here. But Zeta seem to be an unstoppable force as GK Esports will get taken out of the lobby.
What up, what up?
This is the center of the zone. This is a huge fight to win. NIP have lost one.
Cole is down. A lot of damage, of course, done by Vayne with that car, but not enough to get the knock and even up the numbers. However, the portal from Kurev, huge, vital to get Cole back into a position where he can get res, but here comes Synetic. Here comes for fun, and Kurev has to jump into the void.
And Vayne's not particularly healthy as well, but of course can go into that drone. Grab that death box potentially as well. There is still hope here for NIP.
Overflow on Kurev as well. But For Fun have bullied them out of the building. Nemesis now taking a lot of damage. You can see Zeta Division again. Team Nemesis will be eliminated. Half the lobby is gone.
The cockroaches of the lobby in the moment are Zeta Division. No one seems to be able to take them down. Surely this is going to be their final fight. But now, even Reject are under fire as they started to approach. Satuki has gone down. And finally, after a valiant effort, Zeta Division will fall. But alongside from KP is now RRQ approaching Reject.
As the flash pops back through the portal, just trying to look to see if they can pick up some KP. They will have to move in a little bit, and I think they're going to get healthy before walking.
Bro, things are getting messed up.
The damage was enough for them to try and take this spot away from Reject. Yuri's still down, and Axis barely with any HP himself. See the breach charges coming in. And RRQ are going to give an OXL over to Pricey on the Wraith to try and hit another portal.
Nice.
4 of these teams are nowhere near zone. And they're going to quickly find out how difficult it is to try and approach uphill.
Got this, I got this.
Sadly for Reject as a 2, there's too many eyes on at the moment. Wraith portal is going to be the only attempt here.
Oh, the phase dome will keep them alive, but it allows RRQ just to creep up and take
this is the
away.
thing I can do for that.
RC still somehow alive, by the way. I don't know how. I'll limit now from that the northernmost tip of the wall, have to force their way forward. Remember, they dropped over here. They thought the zone call was going to be a hard wall zone, but the pull away has really scuppered their game.
Oh, and the caustic barrels.
Crazy!
Unlimit and Reject will be wiped away from this server. As Team Vision, I mentioned this position a little bit earlier from the northeast. They bided their time, they didn't overcommit, and now they've been able to slowly but surely work their way further south. And now
things are going crazy.
Wolves in GG.
One of the best conversion rates that you could possibly ask for when you look at top 5s to wins is Team Vision. That'll be very important if they hit match point today. But they've got to get there first. A lot of work to be done. Gaming
oh भाई बहुत close का मामला है भाई.
And RRQ are making the call now to try and wrap this damage that's been done to numerous teams. Look for these KP.
6 squad left in this small circle भाई. इतने छोटे circle में 6 squad left हैं.
Easy Flash goes down though. It's a 1v1. Strafing Flame versus Crazy Kong inside the building behind the knockdowns. Swing comes in. Crazy Kong, he gets taken down. Strafing
Crazy.
Flame.
Crazy.
Shots at the final so far.
And that takes us down to our last 5 teams, which is significant, because statistically that's where the last final circle will be around. 5 squads competing for a win. As Zeddy, they've lost Jelly at the moment.
Thank you for the follow.
Getting back up as they're trying to compete for this same building that NIP have been holding for what feels like the entire
NIP have just got a res. You just saw it there. Some
ninjas
in pajamas have got a res.
Ninjas in pajamas.
Meanwhile, inside that
Bahamas.
For Fun and Zeddy having a little engagement. Deathbox Reds comes in, but look at the damage that they're taking. They're under so much pressure. The heat from those flames is singeing away at Zeddy, but they somehow managed to reset here.
And you mentioned those conversion rates. NIP with a 33% conversion rate from top 5 to a win. For Vision, it was 50% in Pro League.
Bro.
It's not been as good here in this tournament, but maybe they can find that form.
Zach says to Lota and Carter, go get us some kills, go take out the threats that
let me open the scorecard also.
As Ninjas in Pajamas are safe in zone.
Oh, those nades, they hurt though, they burn. And it's really down to whether you can actually heal up here.
Kurev gets out. Safe was the wrong word from me. They certainly weren't. The nades just rained down from numerous teams. They've managed to reset once against the odds.
I think something at the moment. Okay.
Top 4, Team Vision. Ninjas in Pajamas, Zeddy Esports, and For Fun Esports, your final 4 teams.
And I like that you touch upon final circles for Vision, and it's down to Zach Meza, their IGL. They found the last remaining player. Kurev can go into the void once more, but it feels like it's just delaying the inevitable. Maybe you can find a little hidey hole to play here, because perhaps Zeddy and For Fun are focusing elsewhere.
He might be able to get a placement point if he's careful here. He also might be able to get a death box res.
GK STW, okay.
Had overflow, which means you'll get healthy nice and quick. As Team Vision hold the most space, it's For Fun and Zeddy that are stacked up on top of each other. Maybe not. Ninjas in Pajamas will be eliminated. Kurev cannot get the extra placement.
That was like a Sillet bang advert. Bang it, the dirt is gone, but it was NIP who finally get taken away from their building.
Bro.
Other cleaning products are available as Team Vision now will hold the main area here as For Fun and Zeddy are both going to be in this same building. Advantage Vision, 100%.
With the exhibit going down, certainly is, because that means For Fun and Zeddy are engaging.
Crazy!
On Zeddy, it's going to be Jelly. It's a 1v1 in the building. Spotty versus Jelly. Jelly Team Vision.
Team Vision, boy!
Again.
And as we were talking about throughout Split 1 Pro League, they had a 50% conversion
Babbe.
rate on top fives. And even though it hasn't been up there
Shit happens.
at Split 1 playoffs at EWC 2026, now those percentages start to go up, which is the perfect time to increase them in match point finals. Zach Meza, without a shadow of a doubt,
Hats
one of
off.
the best IGLs in the world. Can he get a LAN trophy for Team Vision?
Well, Zach with some choice words there, some confident words. He says it's over in 6. Well, with that kind of start, why wouldn't you have that kind of confidence? Fantastic end-game management again from Team Vision. The job was made easy for them with the fight taking place inside of that building, but the zone pull, I think, caught a lot of people off guard. Something didn't seem right at the start when I saw that second zone. And the fact that it bounces back to that zipline building, a lot of those teams who had prio inside of wall really struggled to leave.
I have a wry smile because I called the position from Vision right at the start when they held the northeast. And the reason they played that, I like to think, is because they could split the difference. They could transition to either zone if it pulled north or south. And the big fight was winning it against Ninja Pajamas. Those nades were huge. And they really sniff them out, take them down.
They played very good, man. They played very good. The last circle, the last fight on the stage, it was bro, crazy.
From the patch notes,
I didn't read that. I didn't read that in the patch notes, but it might have been.
Team Vision got buffed.
Because it certainly is coming true here. We'll have to see if they can continue, though. We know that a good start is one thing, but we usually go a long, long way when it comes to match point. But getting that win early on, boy, did it do something for the confidence. They will be feeling on top of the world right now.
I will say it's not exactly a mammoth victory in terms of points. It was quite shared out, quite even between lobby leaders. Vision did put up 19 points in the end, and we'll go through the rest a little bit later.
Careful, Nessie.
Nessie again just dangerously, tantalizingly close towards the Crusher there, as those are the keys that will be crushed.
The score is not updated yet on the site, but it's okay.
Only one will remain.
With match 1 done and Team Vision taking home the champion banner in that first game, match 2 is just around the corner. We're going to go for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Look, I don't know if you've heard this, Pricey, but I was on broadcast yesterday. And I looked deep in the camera and I said, I don't know if they're going to make it into the finals. And I have been saying it's a reverse caster curse, okay? Because you guys did so well yesterday for Apex.
They were crazy.
Now, going into today's competition, do you feel like yesterday's performance is going to bleed into today and that you can maintain what you guys have already done?
We've been going into, like, 'cause our last 2 group stages were bad. So yesterday and after every game, it was like a mental reset every game. So right now we're like still on that like even level. We're not going into like overconfident, underconfident. So we're just gonna play our game and see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching you guys from the side of the stage where you're kind of like cheering, even though, you know, you don't get the win in that match, but you know that, you know, you're getting those sorts of points. How has it been like sort of having Easy Flash come back in? Because, you know, Strafing and Easy Flash have been such a dynamic duo. How do you feel that you sort of like slide into that dynamic?
Pretty easily. Everyone does their part. When everyone's all happy and cheery, everyone does their part super well. So that's what we're going for today again.
Well, Pricey, I will never doubt you again. I'm so sorry Partner yelled at me the other day. But guys, best of luck to you today. Do it for APAC South.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Welcome back once again, everybody, to the ALGS Split 1 playoffs at Esports World Cup 2026. Match 1 is in the history books, and it's Team Vision who take the win. We also hear from RQ's Pricey. Big Pricey guy, I have to say, personally. I think he's one of the most experienced and celebrated players in APAC South, and we love to hear from him. And I love his music choices as well, Dan. He's got some good music choices, I will say.
I'm sure he's a fan of the cosplay that we have in the audience as well. Some excellent representations of skins. As we look back at some of the highlights, and match 1 is done, and how many more are we going to have here in match point finals? I do want to correct myself from earlier. I said last year we had 13 games. It was actually Esports World Cup 2024 we had 13 games. It was 9 last year, so apologies for that.
Lad, they're crazy.
It was a brilliant first match, because like I said, the points were shared quite evenly across the top 4 teams. There was no one who really took the floor apart from the obvious win from Vision and just a little bit of a lead from the extra points they were able to get from first place.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
That's okay. No problem.
It was only an apology to you, just to be clear.
I did not correct you. Team Vision with a very, very simple end game there, but I think the most impressive thing there for me was how they cleaned out RRQ to clear that side of zone. Very important. You saw the portal down using the Nexus, using the Q from Alta to get down to that low ground and deal with the damage onto RRQ, knowing that they had the ability to portal up onto them should they be forced to later on when that zone closed. So just being aware of situations nearest threats to you is what Zach is so good at. Now, Crypto, of course, a huge contributing factor to that. Being able to be on Crypto, being able to use that drone and see what teams are surrounding you and see what teams are also fighting. But now we move into match number 2. This is where the IGL stakes, I think, start to get lifted a little bit here. The value of a good IGL when Crypto is gone really does get on display.
And now, differently to yesterday's competition and, of course, the group stages as well, in match point finals, we snake draft the maps. We will not see 3 in a row and then moving into the next one. Instead, we start on Storm Point, we now move into World's Edge, and we transition all the way through to E-District, and then we go back again. So we will have E-District back-to-back at 4 and 5, and then later on, we will not see Storm Point once more until match 8. So for Team Vision, for example, if Storm Point is their map, if that's where they're going to find wins, perhaps when we get to match 8, they would be match point eligible and might have the chance to win.
Well, just to give you an idea of the standings and the points that actually came away from match number 1, Team Vision with 19 points. The 7 KP that they got alongside the 12 for first place puts them, no surprise, top of the pile. ZE Esports with 14 alongside RRQ. Zeta Division actually ended up in 4th place. We saw a few team fights that they won. 11 KP took them to 13, for Fun with 10, and then Ninjas in Pajamas with 8. We'll update you on the standings as we go through these games, of course, but it's all Team Vision.
It is all Team Vision.
It's all Team Vision, yep. It is.
Points extra, you will take
it
them,
is.
But it's still quite a way off being match point eligible, remember. Sometimes we've had game 1s where people put 27 points on the board and we're like, oh, wait, they're over halfway there at this point. Well, Zach Mazer thinks in 6, so we'll check back in with that once we get into match 6 and see where they reside and whether they're even match point eligible. Because how many times in ALGS history do we see a team win and then in the next one die first? So
very often.
We'll be keeping an eye on Team Vision here.
We'll see what happens. If they can get into the top 5, however, I'm expecting them to become champions again because they have a little bit of a knack of doing so. I will give a huge amount of credit, though, to Ninjas in Pajamas. Such a stressful day for them yesterday to stay alive in the tournament. They had to make top 6, and they did it. Now coming into the first game of today, a good performance, a solid performance. And after you've been through so many trials and tribulations over the first 4 days of action, I think it will just settle them down a little bit in this lobby.
I do like that you bring up Ninjas in Pajamas going into
probably is a Twitch bug that they are still working on it. For me, I was never able to use the close.
They have had more games than others. To put it in a little bit of an equation for you, Liquid have only got 4 points less than NIP on World's Edge, and of course they played 3 less times on that map.
The World's Edge looking good for Liquid. Let's see if they can convert based upon the stats that you just gave to me and the beautiful people who are watching around the globe. Well, that's the end of Storm Point for a little bit. We're heading over to World's Edge now. A little bit of a change of scenery, but the action will be just as fast-paced. Match number 2 is live. Your match point finals continues.
And just in terms of POI draft, the big winners for me, Team Falcons at Lava Fisher, that's been the best performing POI so far this tournament. E36 over towards Overlook.
Let's go, FTW!
The third best performing POI.
Karambit, is it?
From match 1, also have the
Zach
stats
Mazer.
on their side as well. Not only
Team Vision really played better, man. Like, बहुत अच्छा खेले, but it was a zone advantage only because they had a good position in zone.
It's only Zach Mazer on your screen right now, who is doing a little bit of looting.
Oh, blue backpack, let's go, baby.
Everybody else is going to be... you think about the amount of information they're going to be able to leave with. It's quite something. They're going to have good Evo opportunities. They're going to have a lot of loot. And with the zone being pretty close to them as well, it's looking good for Team Vision. If you're wondering about the zone, let's give you that information. We are going out towards Harvester by the looks of things. AG Global, good news for them. Alliance, very good news for them over at Tree. They have a ring console, and RRQ arriving already to try and take that western side of Harvester.
Yeah, Liquid are going to be moving quickly from Lava. Siphon as well. Ninjas in Pajamas going to be shadowing them, and actually...
Bro, it's almost same agent they're playing. Almost.
And get the same info that Liquid have. So NIP will be a little bit further behind.
Yeah, interesting as well. Sometimes it's best...
Look at SA2L, bro. Team Falcon is on Lava. SA2L is on Starks.
For that to be
Vision is just below them.
Out of it. Usually if you're playing Edge a little bit
they can take one out.
Especially when you're still looking to grab those Evo points.
भाई बहुत crazy scene होगा भाई अगर ये game अगर बढ़ गया बढ़िया से point.
Evac right now as we look over to Alliance, who went out first in our previous game. A tough moment for them, but they have fantastic prio onto this zone. And with Watson in the composition, Hackett's on Wraith, and Unlucky on the Seer. Let's set up for the long game here.
And I do think Alliance have to make these maps that aren't Storm Point count, because Storm Point is going to get ugly with the contest. That being said, Alliance have been able to find themselves in a pretty solid position to start with, as have many teams moving to the center of World's Edge here. And it is really about where you can find someone
I don't know where to put my
the compositions
cam,
have changed
bro.
quite significantly with the crypto ban from match 1 as well. We can have a lot more Seer in the lobby.
19 Seers in the lobby. That's a lot of Seer.
Too much.
Interesting to see some of the racing essentially that's going on as well. You saw RC trying to get into that snake. That's already taken. A lot of these teams would have had a prior position that they want to play on certain POIs should the zone pull there. But if you're just half a second late, half a beat late on your loop path, the time that you leave your POI, you'll find that spot is taken. Zaya Division, they fought their way towards zone in the last game.
Bro, where should I put my thing, bro?
Trying to both teams hold this snake. Oh, one of you has to go down here. You cannot both reside. You're going to constantly be poking at one another. And Sentinels, they do bite back a little bit, but now both teams say, I don't feel confident.
Okay, I got it.
So they will currently cohabit. But it's like a noisy neighbor. You just hope they move out soon.
Got it. It's perfect now.
To get a gem back is very important. That gives an anchor position for Sentinels to fire from, knowing those shields will be recharged.
Sentinels, bro. On FPS.
In the distance of that interception.
बहुत बढ़िया.
On the high ground, you saw RC trying to take that snake position earlier. They were beaten by Sentinels. Now they're playing up on that high ground, overlooking the snake at Harvester. Wolves on your screen right now. They're a little bit further away from the action. As our Team Falcons, who look like they're kind of counter-rotating here towards Mirage for either a ring console or to hit the survey beacon.
And I was mentioning Falcons, I was mentioning Lava Fisher being the best performing POI statistically with its average points. I do think that Falcons chose POIs in the POI draft that have been performing well.
Yeah, good one. बढ़िया है.
Interesting.
Falcon by rotation पे भी आ गई भाई.
Kind of jumped out. You see, you're like, wait, there's a pattern emerging here.
Yeah, it seemed appropriate that Falcons would choose the best performing POIs, but I do think it's a risk. It's going off of the law of averages. It's going off where those rings have been pulling as well, because usually the points averages are kind of exceeded because of where the zones have been going. But it is a game plan, and well, if it works, we're going to call them geniuses. Or one person in particular. Privacy will be called a genius.
Poor Drauga.
We already know Drauga's they're all geniuses.
Good save.
Good save. Nice one. Nice one.
A countdown right now.
Nice rotation.
What a day it was for them. Well, what a 4 days, I should say, it has been for them so far. But no points on the board yet. And we mentioned how EMEA has an unfortunate kind of pattern and history when it comes to getting to the finals, looking fantastic through groups, and then just kind of falling flat when the pressure gets a little bit too much for them. One team who isn't feeling the pressure and won't be in this game number 2 is our winners of game 1. 19 points already on the board for them. And we usually say, if you're watching for the first time, you're wondering how kind of an average of points per game works for a very good game. 10 points per game, you're usually saying we're in a position to win a tournament.
Very happy with 10 per game. Yeah, you would be match point eligible by match 5. Now, we have had teams reach match point eligibility from match 3. Historically, match 4, we've seen it quite often as well. But with how tight these lobbies have been, I am curious to see when we get there.
Well, let's see what Team Vision's plan is. We've got a listening queued up. Let's jump in and listen to the boys.
Got a long boat across the map. Oh, we're gonna have to trade, because I have no hop up.
Hey, make sure you guys have a fuck ton of nades ready.
Yeah, I do.
Like, on this fight, I'm gonna path the low
gen,
ground.
probably.
I'm gonna path the low ground and skynade and tack into them, okay?
Yeah, just remember they have gen.
Alright,
how many ult XLs do you have?
I'm gonna hit beacon, okay? I have 2 ult XLs on me with a gen up.
Fuck ton of nades, man.
I'm hitting beacon.
A longbow on one guy.
I need to give you power boost still.
Oh my god. Did we just go over here? Where does this pull to? I feel like it's this zone.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah, I think
This building was open, no? The building was open.
Yeah, the building's
Yeah, but the thing is if it's not that zone and it pulls here, then we have to fight up that. I'm getting aped. I'm probably good.
They're just running. He's on the rock. He's far, he's far.
I'm gonna bat.
Really good shot.
We're rock. I see him.
Nice one.
You're good, you're good. I got them.
I'm a little bit confused what zone this could be. So what I want to do here is I want to go for yellow. But what if we go for here instead? So that we can play for both. Because if we get stuck in this, we have to go there anyway. All right, let's just go here for now and then let's war room, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I really need a better direction where to put my cam.
About where they think it could be going. Vision a little bit confused about that ring pull. For now, they're going to head towards train.
I really need to calibrate where I need to put my cam, bro.
We have seen it pull this way before, but we're not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, that my eyebrows are raised, Zach's eyebrows are raised. You heard it from himself, you know, the man himself. He said, I'm not quite sure where this zone is going. If I'm going to hedge my bets, I think it's going to pull over to the Harvester side, possibly on the hillside, but it's a strange one for sure. And I think a lot of the teams that have prior at Harvester are going to be looking at this and going, well, do we risk leaving early here, trying to take a little bit of the space that's available on the other side of zone? Team Vision are kind of gambled now on this side. If it does pull to the other, they'll have to fight through the choke, and then they have the hillside to work with. So I actually kind of like the position of Team Vision. If they don't get the pull this side and they can work their way through the choke, then they'll be looking down on everyone else.
It's them hedging their bets again, or not hedging their bets, excuse me, and being able to give themselves a secondary option just like they did in match 1. Now, Unlimit, under some pressure, under some fire, and currently within an exhibit, so they'll have to make sure they get away.
Creative routine.
Here it's good, I think. My perspective. Here. Yep.
And for fun, do force them away. Teams that are outside of zone right now is interesting.
It's good here now. It's good here.
Saw and can see on your screen trying to force their way in and will be safe. Team Falcons over at stage in at the moment. They're not inside of the next zone. And I wonder if they're actually waiting to hit the ring console, which it looks like they're going to do. I think that's a very, very smart thing to do. If you're on edge right now and you can get the info on where this zone is going to be going, I think you're in a great spot.
And if they do get that info, they can rotate south if it pulls that way and be in one of the priority positions, that's for sure. Nemesis also in a great spot, but Unlimit and Fun still sizing each other up at the moment. No one overcommitting to this fight, waiting for utility to be used, perhaps. But they are hurting themselves the longer this fight goes on, because there is a possibility of a third party. E36 having a little look at it.
Yep.
And the longer a fight does go on, the more reluctant you are to actually take it because of that third-party possibility. And it really has been interesting, Mark, to see the pace of this game compared to Storm Point. Still 20 squads remaining. No real engagements thus far.
Peace wants this.
Yeah, they're all just farming now.
Stu with some great shots. Peace with a distraction, essentially. They're queuing down on Alta. Avoid passage to get involved. Oh, but more take the attention away. We know how dangerous Unlimit can be in these lobbies, in these team fights. When they're working their way in from edge, they really are the boogeyman for so many teams in the lobby. The zone has pulled to the north now, and RRQ are bang center.
Yeah, we were worried that as For Fun get eliminated, by the way, we were worried that some of these Harvester teams would have to transition quite far away, but it has continued to pull that way. So for Team Vision earlier, as they were thinking it might pull further south, are going to have to work their way north now. As are Falcons, who would have hit that ring console from staging, they're going to have to transition east. And there's a lot of teams to get through as well. And remember, we don't have any Valkyries in the lobby right now. There's no one who's going to be able to send themselves up without an evac tower.
And now the positioning of Team Vision becomes a lot more difficult. Zone pulling all the way to the north. They are the furthest team from the zone that are still inside of it. You've got Zeddy Esports and S8UL who are currently moving their way through the lava siphon tunnel quite far off. But Vision have at least managed to move up alongside Nemesis here. And that makes the fight a little bit more comfortable for them, but they're getting shot in the back, and Sacred is taking an off angle here. Arbalele's gone down though. Lotus having a peek, Sacred trying to save the day here, but all three members of Team Vision are still up. And Carter's gonna swing, Sacred has to queue back to try and keep himself alive. And it looks like
Bhai, Nemesis gone. Zeta is also Zeta ka ek player gaya. Nemesis to khatam.
Coming through the tunnel as well. Vision are screwed whichever way they go here, and they don't really realize it. But here comes Team Falcons. Oh no, Falcons portal back. It does give.
Bro, low hai. Vision बहुत low hai.
Nemesis will be eliminated.
Nemesis totally Falcon ने मार दिया Nemesis के last वाले को. Team Nemesis gone. Gone out of the map, bro.
Just give them that opportunity.
Over to the zone, Zeta Division are out.
E36 Zeta bhi gayi. Bro, Zeta's also eliminated, bro. Zeta bhi gayi. Zeta's gone. Crazy.
Synapse going to be able to be brought back to his feet by the looks of things, although there may be a cheeky Yan Jaguares looking to move in to see if they can clean that up. Inside the zone where we've got a little bit of a build up as well.
Bro, Watson, amazing, man.
Synapse will eventually be brought back to his feet. And this is
S8UL.
GG. And Team Liquid were also having a little look at this one.
Yep.
Tarki
just gone legacy.
Can actually find a position to play on this southern side. But there's just such a long route.
पूरा इन लोगों ने setup करके रख लिया. Oh no. Nice damage.
Could this 3KP be vital for your chances of getting match point eligibility later?
E36 taking some damage from Unlimit as well in the kill feed. But GG inside the exhibit. Just go having a little peek.
S8UL, come on, baby.
And S8UL have decided they have to fight this.
Yup. Come on, GG को GG कर दो. Oh no, Legacy down.
Legacy will also fall.
GG also. Just go down. S8UL eliminated. Fuck.
Blast is also up. It was a 2v1. And it's a comfortable hole coming in from GG.
S8UL again eliminated, bro. वापस से निकल गई. S8UL was on 7th position. Falcons also out. Falcons went down.
That's the big dogs.
Big teams falling.
Zeddy also on. Reject also gone. Bro, सारी team एक जगह पे आ गई है, bro. सारी की सारी team एक जगह पे आ गई है.
He's going to immediately go for the res onto Lota. I wonder if they're going to be able to be out of the line of sight of everyone else to look for a death box res a little bit later on. It was actually a Kraber shot from Pricey.
Yeah, they are going to be vulnerable from that right-hand side. You can see Zach Mesa, and by the way, RRQ are not letting them go. They are tag team at the moment, backing through this portal. But that portal is only going to last for so long.
Looks like Vision might have done enough to stay alive here. And I'm still interested to see if they can hit that death box res.
They're trying right now.
Hit that.
Down in the canyon. Got to be careful, the team's moving above them as NIP have to be careful. The pressure coming in from GG. Kurev is last alive again for them here. Unlimit just been eliminated as well. And even though Kurev
Unlimited also gone.
may escape here, GG is still trying to hunt him down.
Zayn is relentless. Zayn is inevitable as GG pick off another team.
Nice.
Go down. But now here comes Alliance sending themselves in onto E36 who are below them. And AG in the area as well.
AG up on high. Gonna be a lot of options for them on teams they want to fire upon in a few moments' time. Got to be careful. Watch it back. A triple swing coming in from GG. And Lucky is down. And then above them is AG. They hear the commotion. And they sense the opportunity for some free KP. They peek down. Jaguares will find one.
And actually a member from both teams have gone down.
Careful, Yanya.
GG have lost 2. Alliance also got knocked as well. But Aku replied as Gaming Gladiators, after a fantastic effort previously, will fall.
There's the Kraber. And for what looked like a fantastic position to play from, AG Global are dead. DK Esports will be out next as well.
Crazy.
Oh, that's pricey.
One more.
Can't quite connect with the second shot, but the first one onto Aku is enough for them to really force Alliance into a difficult position here.
RRQ are holding so much space in this zone. Their major threat is going to be Wolves and Vision. Those 3 teams are in the best spots. Vision also taking up a lot of space. Now we check in with Sentinels. Down to just Blinkser. Backs against the wall here.
By the way, Vision did get back.
Bro, Sense के लोग down है.
And they control.
Then Vision is again on first point, bro. 10 की lead है भाई.
Fun gonna be finished off on the low ground.
Chen का आखिरी बंदा बाकी है, bro.
But E36 not safe inside of this zone. They have to keep moving forward.
Hello, Angry. AG is gone.
And it's gonna be blind.
They can take a little bit of a route through this snake.
ये EWC क्या ही है? Esports World Cup, bro.
Back to the damage Elite we're doing here. This is an important fight. You win this on the west, you control the entire west side.
Look at the Q coming from Carter. He says, "Come follow me." There's nobody down here. Sentinels have been eliminated. They can't make it.
SATL खेल ली भाई. We need to support our team, bro.
The G7 scout in his hands has given the advantage to Vision. The winners of game 1 are about to delete Elite Esports.
Yup.
The only team who are not in the building at the moment. They have the most space. AG Global down. Everyone else is residing in this same area. Although Alliance have just created a portal to the south, they're certainly going to be in a good position as well.
Wolves up on the high ground. No name. What a moment he had yesterday. Pricey's having a look at this. He hears the fight in. Obley only sees the death screen as Enter Force 36 will be eliminated. Wow. We have 4 teams remaining.
Come on, bro. I mean, Vision is gonna nail totally this. I think Vision is gonna nail this tournament.
Alliance, this southern side, recognized there was a gap, there was an opening because everyone was fighting each other. And now actually Vision, they're in a tough spot here because both RRQ and Wolves are having a little bit of a look at them, as are Alliance. And to try and plan this one out is going to be very tough indeed.
Well, Vision will be a team that has to move first here. Alliance have all of the height on the high ground.
RRQ will Alliance.
Talk about making the most of the opportunities. That is what makes you successful in a match point. Finals are a match point lobby.
Bro, ammo तो इन लोग के पास पूरी भर के है भाई. They have full. They are stacked with ammo.
Most teams would have thought Vision would still be up there. Now RRQ, they say, Vision, we don't want you here anymore. And they try and get it down before they go back.
It's off the back of the Kraber shot. And now Carter down, Lota down. Barely any help to work with. Team Vision will be eliminated. Now the Kraber, so vital here.
Team Vision eliminated, bro.
On the high ground, RRQ below them. But a Kraber in the hands of Hackis. Excuse me, in the hands of Pricey. Could be a difference maker. Hackis playing the off angles, playing the space.
2, 4 and 7 rank.
He'll be able to queue back.
I love this though. You take an angle, you can add that little.
Alliance ऊपर आ सकती है अगर ये थोड़ा point बना ली तो. Bro, packed. Third party. It's all third party, bro.
Alliance make the play on the side of the building. They would have been having to move down, so they're trying to play this side cover.
Huge.
And now they're burning.
Alliance gone, bro.
All of a sudden, the pendulum swings the way of Wolves Esports. No Name's found one. Alliance now down to 1. All 3 still healthy. No Name taking names. Hack is down as well. Last hit from RRQ, and no name is hunting.
Still not done yet. RRQ might get a chance to reset. Castle Wall comes out just in case though.
Bro, they're all low. Look at their health.
Wolves say, come to us, RRQ. If you're feeling brave.
Nah, not gonna happen. Bro, they have the height advantage, but the zone is closing.
Difference maker.
Tell you what.
Do you peek?
Oh!
It's interesting now. It's a 2v1 for pricing. Not enough. Wolves Esports.
Bulls, bhai!
What an end game it was.
भाई crazy. भाई Wolf का तो लग ही नहीं रहा था भाई Graham.
If Pricey hits that,
The second one, oh my god.
this place explodes.
I'm not sure I could have jumped higher. Wolves Esports, they held strong. In the end, Alliance
Last में जब उसने वो क्रेबर से भाई वो शॉट लिया, जब वो शील्ड के अंदर था, he was predicting that कि वो वहाँ निकलेगा ही निकलेगा, and he shot that. He made that shot and it was dope. Wolf भाई crazy. Nice game, nice. This one was nice भाई. पिछला वाला तो विजन के तरफ एक तरफा हो गया था.
And whilst they have not quite caught up Team Vision, they do put themselves
भाई come on man. SATL come on भाई. जीतो एक दो.
Towards match point eligibility.
Incredible performance.
Full support.
The number 1 seed, Apex LT, coming into this event. Well, they're starting to live up to that reputation. A big win.
Bro, look at this man. Look at this.
It felt like that endgame was in slow motion at one point. After Pricey hit that headshot, he saw the trailer. He saw the montage moment. But it's going to be Wolves who hold strong.
The advantage you have with the Castle Wall is just so significant as well. And even though it was a valiant effort as a 2, look at the reaction from Wolves. And to be honest, look at the reaction on the other side for RRQ, because they know equally how much points they just put on the board.
Yeah.
They're only 1 point behind Wolves Esports.
Yup.
And right now, it is not about
RRQ ने तो crazy मारा भाई.
The race for points, you're right. It's the race to match point eligibility that matters for everyone in this lobby right now. 50 points is the target.
किसी ने कुछ नहीं देगा bro.
50 points as quickly and efficiently as you can. Then you start worrying about winning games.
So the IGL is being put to work with some of these zones that we've seen so far as well. Back and forth they shift. As we look at the match results for match 2.
Bro, SATL is below 10.
24 points on the board to send themselves up into second place. RRQ not far behind, and Alliance a massive third place for them, putting 12 points on the board as well.
Look at Team Vision in behind as well. Good KP for them. They put more points on the board.
0 points for SATL. Why bro? Why?
With the big points being soaked up by the top of the teams at the leaderboard, there are not really too many points to talk about to be shared from the rest of the lobby. It's been a fantastic start to match point finals, as we always expect. We'll have to see if that momentum continues after this break. Don't go anywhere. The ALGS Split 1 playoffs will continue.
Azupukapa, Dishepokondo.
Now, I've just grabbed Zane off the stands. You know, he's trying to chill out before the competition today. But, of course, he's here to do a nice little interview with us, Zane. What do you think has contributed to your success so far in the tournament?
We've just been sticking to our plan, playing our game, and things have just been running smoothly for us. So hopefully it stays the same. And yeah.
Yeah, a man with a plan, Zane. I like that indeed.
A man with a plan.
100%, yeah. This is the best team.
Well, let me add one thing, man. Let me make this one beautiful. Make my vertical stream more beautiful.
Yes, I love those vibes, and I mean, today is the day. Now, since Effect hasn't actually made it into the finals today, do you think you have what it takes to be the best fragger for EMEA today?
100%,
I needed to add a background.
LAN,
Then I need to settle my things here.
We can do it again this time.
Then I'll do this.
100%.
Well, you guys better be watching your screens today for Zane from Gaming Gladiators. Best of luck for you guys today, and that'll be those.
All right, I'm here in the stands. We just talked to Lufka. I'm here with Charlotte and Robert, Blast's sister and father. Guys, how do we feel supporting
No,
GG
it's good,
in the crowd
baby.
right now? Charlotte, I'll go with you. This isn't your first LAN.
No, it's not. I've been coming to LANs now since LA, so I'm super proud of my brother. I know that he'll smash it.
Nice.
I'm trying not to jinx anything, because every time I say that, then something goes wrong. So I'm hoping and praying that things go really well, and they deserve it.
GG का GG करा देगी भाई अगर jinx हो गया तो.
I personally feel this is the best I've seen them play in a while. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is the first time I've actually been nervous. The whole, like, normally on LANs, I'm an absolute wreck.
Yeah.
But I've actually managed to, like, somehow not have, like, palpitations every single day. So it's kind of nice. I've been able to, like, okay, they're doing well. I'm trusting in them, you know?
Now, Robert, you're Blast's father. The journey of a parent in esports has got to be a little different. Talk to me about your experience and just being here.
My goodness me, all I can say is, put it this way, right from when he was leaving school, I knew he was going to do something techie. He found Apex most of the games, but this game just stuck out for him, and he's been devoted to the cause ever since, and he's gone just from progress to progress. He's soared, he's rocketed, he's going for the game, he's aiming to win, and I have every faith he'll do that.
All right. I was going to say any final words. That was all the final words he needs.
Yeah,
GG, man. What support. Robert, pleasure to meet you. Charlotte, pleasure to see you again. GG and the family zone in the crowd here at EWC 26. Let's see if they can keep up the momentum and take a win today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Apex Legends Global Series Year 6 Split 1 playoffs at EWC 2026. So far alone, we just saw Wolves pop off with game number 2 dub. I want to hear your thoughts back at home, guys. I want to know how long you think this is going to go to. This is match point finals for a reason, as we get to see Team Vision leading the way with 34 points already. The fact that this team has already 17 kills in the span of 2 games makes you wonder, are Mazer moments a thing of the past?
They may be, because that team is looking incredible. The duo of Loader and Carter alongside Zach have been impressive, right? The fact that we've minimized all of our point losses there on World's Edge, it's their worst map, and they still were able to grab 15 points alone. As we go over to the back half, it's starting to look like Team Falcons, Team Nemesis, Team Liquid. Are we shocked to see them at the very bottom? This is the time for them to wake up.
Shots, if I mean, maybe is it the ramp up? Maybe that's the ramp up. I mean, we've seen this happen before, but you know what we have also seen? It would just be a Cinderella story from Zach not making champs when he was originally on VP with Slayer and Lou, to getting the most wins in Pro League and now topping the overall standings. Team Vision starting off great.
Go
and
team!
when it comes to match point finals, is my favorite thing as we
Bro, I
swap
seriously
over out of World's Edge
want
Yeah, the cool part
S8
about Olympus, right,
UL
is that we really loved the
got
left
one
side
win.
of the map. So when you're thinking
I
about
seriously
the story
want.
of Team Vision, where did
Seriously.
they prioritize? They grabbed 24th pick, Somers University.
I want
So
them
knowing that
to
we gained a lot
grab
of points,
one
going bio to some of
victory
those zones, but who
so
knows, maybe
we
carve
can
our
get
path to
more
the West.
proud of
The
them.
majority of our teams picked this about, you know, their 3rd map pick overall. And I'm immediately looking at For Fun Esports, but my big question is, where will Elite Esports be starting? And that is at Oasis. Now here's the deal, Elite Esports, they were powerhouses in group stages, but they are getting run down here in the early match point finals games.
I mean, and with the amount of zones we've seen pull over onto Summers and Gardens, it makes you wonder how the Olympus end zones are going to look like on match point finals. And for those of you guys who are new to our match point finals format, remember, a team has to achieve 50 points. And then after getting 50 points in a separate game, be the game winners to be crowned your ALGS Split 1 Playoffs champions. And ready with the way that Vision's Legends is playing, nearing almost 40 points. This is what you like to see. And then now Wolves ramping up themselves, getting 12 KP in a Game 2 win, is trailing right behind the Titans thus far after just 2 games alone behind Visions.
Well, if we're going to be talking about Wolves, just before we dive into the Falcons,
Yeah,
the
almost there.
Wolves from
You
APAC
70%
South are
progress of
one of
King
the
of
most
Spans.
consistent teams across not only Stormpoint and E-District, but also Olympus. So rotating map to map to map like this should be in their favor. For Falcons, though, we talked about it at the bottom, and it's crazy to see that they are just, I don't know, Vicky, like, how do you think they're looking?
I mean, Hal looks a little nervous. Yeah, I could understand.
How nervous?
Well,
I mean, Aku's staring him down. He's like, I may be the young guy here for Alliance, but, you know, we're warming up.
It's very true. As we get to take a look at the Alliance fans in the crowd, they know how to show up time and time again, from the family to the fans who have been trailing the Alliance story to making it into this finals lobby. They know what they got, but it's about converting into it when it comes to being in the top 6, 13 points. But it's still that very big gap that we have from even RRQ up to Zeddy in 4th place with 19 points. We're ramping up to go on to
भाई मेरा
Olympus,
favorite
and
map
we're
है
gonna
Olympus
see
भाई.
what our team is
Olympus
getting
भाई go
ready with their
crazy.
realize. But looking at the history and already talking about the legend bands, Tiff, we've seen Crypto and Seer off the table, and it's kind of followed that suit. Looking at the way that the group stage is played out, as well as that survivor stage.
Yeah, when you say that survival stage, typically we had that Mad Maggie in that 3rd game ban. However, we did see Watson banned early when it came to Olympus. So my thing is, are we prioritizing the Watson? Because I personally think we need to. And if I confirm, Vicky, how many picks is Watson?
The fact that Watson and Mad Maggie are tied at 100% each, Tiff, you are on the money when it comes to these legend bands and how it's kind of adjusted a little bit going through our different game. Oh my, hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, look.
This is groundbreaking. This is groundbreaking. We're going to the west on Olympus.
भाई साहब, भाई साहब,
Do my eyes deceive me? Am I in a fever dream? I'm rubbing them really quick because you gotta look at the teams who do go over to the west side of Olympus.
West side,
bhai. POI drives for the teams that think they're gonna have advantage when
भाई nobody really go in the rift. But भाई सारे packed है उधर. It's going to be action packed.
The memo early and they're already going in for a quick rotate.
Brilliant. I'm looking at Elite. They've dropped the evac tower over at Oasis. Ninjas in
Oh, look at
pajamas
them,
with
ninjas.
the utmost rotation out of there. For everyone that's got the 20 picks on Watson, so everyone, ring consoles galore, Zeta Division and Zeddy Esports are rotating towards Hammond Labs.
Watson तो
likely to get
necessary है
access
इस
to
map पे
confirm
लग रहा
that
है.
we truly are going to the west.
They're using the
Now,
meta.
for the teams with the longest rotations, bro. Team Vision,
Elite.
Drummers, that one hurts a little. Back to Estates we go.
Oh, Sentinel is already in the fight. AG down.
This early fight with a huge pileup of teams
Bye,
here. Sentinels being one of those teams to settle down. Got the fans behind us ourselves, but it's going to be tough for Sentinels since, you know, they're going to have to rock out here with their POI, fully white AG2. They're trying to start off strong already, seeing the portal play right in front of them, losing out Nuzula and Hobladis as the next victim.
Bro,
Sentinels
Age is gone.
looking like they went
Age
in
is
for
gone,
a
baby.
kidnap from Blinxer, who is on the right. Now taking control
Oh,
over
third
the
party.
high ground, and a little bit of
GG's here.
revenge now is going to come out of the hands of Luka, but a great way to start things off and getting this KP in early points.
But the best part about these buildings, right, is you have these crannies, but when Mad Maggie's prevalent, a riot
Mad
will
Maggie
definitely
when
hit a four
भाई
for you.
ulti आ गया ना
Hit
किसी
that
का.
death box for
खत्म
coverage
है
just
अंदर
a few
सब.
more seconds, but incoming frag grenades are going to keep the Sentinels from being able to do that. Honestly, get in that tree right there, Fun. You shield cell.
Someone is getting
red,
red, baby.
And the fact that he was able to get that so cool. What? Blast! He was in the line of sight. We just spoke to the family of Gaming Gladiators, talking to the father and also
Nezu.
the sister Charlotte, who has been able to be here to support her brother. And Gaming Gladiators have had one heck of a tournament run. AG, though, a team that also has been able to ramp up now down to a duo. Yanya's also on that raid to combat that with Blinxer being on the raid themselves, but with so many teams now moving up, there's a lot of space to share over by estates.
Yeah, it's been a slower start for AG Global for sure this entire week. They're one of our only teams that have not actually achieved a map win across our days here. So keep tabs on them as Sentinels are in the same boat. AG Global definitely looking to try and improve on this position. Portals galore to keep through the Watson fences, and we have not gotten Blinxer back just yet.
Yeah, Lupa now going to be able to follow up here as soon as the next to go. Sentinels are your first team eliminated for game number 3. It's a tough one here, Tiff. But it's going to be a cleanup with so many teams now trying to farm this KP.
भाई के 500 धुल गए.
Spot, happily sitting underneath these buildings, and with the amount of Watsons, every team having a Watson, this is what you can expect as RRQ also from within this building, trying to find an opportunity to try to get a kidnap and protect this portal with the Watson fences.
And that's the thing, right? With so many raids and altars in our lobby, it's making these holding the vicinities difficult, right? RRQ have the raid, so sure, they can't pop through a floor to go. They have to go in through the fences as GG last alive here next to the pylon. Fences are up, going for the res. RRQ trying to get up there, or do we full send this? No, there's too many teams here.
I mean, with
भाई पूरा पैक्ड है भाई. गार्डन पूरा पैक्ड है.
Looking at Cole, he is going to be able to go back, and they get the fire. Flame on the other side of that portal. Curve was ready for the suppressed fire just in case, and you saw those Watson fences lined up to try to block out the mouth of that portal. But Vayne gets caught as the riot drill does more than enough, since he was literally 1 pixel of HP. With 19 squads left, though, it's literally just a drive-by with these teams just poking from afar, but the missile, once again, the drill just drilling into the team underneath them. As the nade, oh my gosh, the finishing blow to find Vayne, and now we get to get the Deathbox res on their side.
And Gaming Gladiators with 5 kills so far in this game alone. Just need Zane back. But if you keep those riot drills frying into the other teams, whittle down their resources,
GG get down there.
Pylons are going to keep. Meanwhile, we need a replay of this.
Alliance gone.
Move in and take out Alliance.
Alliance gone, baby.
Early once again.
Big game.
Limit to scoop that
बहुत तगड़ा game जाने वाला है.
Fight over onto the north side on the outskirts of Oasis, where there was a ring console, right? So you could have gotten that information. Team Liquid are going to be transcending through Fight Night. Out of the north side is RRQ, not letting NIP breathe for a second. Remember, they sent out that nade that landed at their feet before. They can't get to break with
Watson के spams, bro.
Feed a strafing flame. Hopefully, he's going to be able to get these shields up as we see GG now move up. And that's the side-by-side highlight, actually, from Sentinel, since this is their POY. That's how they fell a little earlier. But the live feed is on the bottom left here as AG do get a knock after they lost out on Hawadis. And it was with a portal push to find NIP.
Ninjas in Pajamas also eliminated during that skirmish as we tune into Enter Force 36.
How he can see that, bro?
Play around the pylon, currently open with multiple options for teams to stare at them here. But Reject, also another team hailing from APAC North, were the ones initially dealing that damage to them before deciding to back away.
The team's not trying to get involved in the pile up here. Reject trying to clear this northern side closer to that evac tower. We see where E36 is situated over onto the choke on the north side that exits where Unlimited had taken that fight earlier against Alliance. But a lot of teams playing on the edge because this is going to be a Southern Estates pool.
SJ will stay in the game.
Actually pull straight towards Dockyard. We bring up the map.
SJ will बहुत crazy खेल लिया भाई. Look at him. Team Vision के just पीछे.
That rift. Team Falcons there. Team Nemesis back in their home of Dockyard. Do have Reject.
Bro, look at the circle and the team taking inside, bro. It's crazy.
Do we have the ring console there at Dockyard? We'll be able to get hit by the Watson from Team Nemesis, and they'll know exactly how they need to approach this. It's not going to be easy considering we have about 8 or 9 teams playing around the Estates area, and of course that little pocket with the 2 survey bins.
Team Vision,
there.
Falcon. Team Vision versus Falcon हो रहा है.
It's going to be great too. At least being able to hold on to the high ground if they clear that southern
Liquid
side
is
of the
literally
zone.
playing safe.
On that pile up that we will eventually see against Zeddy as well as Team Vision.
SJ शेर के den पे जा रहा है.
But it's a side by side with Falcons. Mention having a pretty rough start. Tiff now playing off the southern choke themselves and playing it safe here, while E36 not so safe themselves. They do lose out on Synap in the process thanks to Rufa, who catches him with the Hemlock.
Yeah, Synap plays a lot of these movement characters as kind of main IGL and is just getting caught out on some of those entry moments. Obli and Juzna now kind of pulling together, playing behind the knockdown, under fire. Wolves from the back end, though, shooting towards Reject could allow E36. No, just kidding. We got Unlimited in the mix, and Enter Force 36 going
Enter Force is gone.
Seeing the buffet in front of them and just scooping them up just for themselves.
Third party में भाई ये लोग.
That KP as they did the base also are neighboring the other side of the wall once they get through that choke. And as you see the nice flyby of where everybody is, this is the real estate that we were talking about with the dive up of a lot of these teams that are essentially coexisting with one another, but other squads who are still playing on the edge, as AG still stuck as a duo, seeing if they have any opportunity, because they were lacking on meds. I mean, you don't even have a med kit if you're Nizul. He's got the shield bat and only 3 shield cells. He's out of this fight, and I'm worried about that ammunition he's got for the alternator.
Yeah, it's not like you putting alter here. You've got the race. So you're not going to be able to use alter's passive to kind of loot the boxes around you, and we haven't taken an actual fight and finished it and had the chance to slurp up a lot of that loot. We do have the Maggie Ball in our back pocket should we need to, but the issue is you pounce on one team here in the States, you're getting full send. Back to S8UL, a little bit of a slower start for them though as they're rotating.
Hold on, some Aussie on Aussie violence real quick here, because the Legacy, and we saw Zero getting knocked from both sides. Will S8UL get a little bit of revenge and panic, trying to back up Zero in the process. We're gonna have to see how that's gonna play out, because on the other side of that choke, it's Vision moving up behind Falcons, who want the mid. The team that comes out on top of this fight will be able to have priority over whether one of these teams will get the Kraber. We're gonna have to see as Carter moves up. Looking on the other side of the lip, though, it's still this other fight happening against S8UL and Team Liquid, so it's this pile up as Vision has to be careful because the 3P is behind them from Zeddy. Before Loader is going to be able to try to get this res, but you know that Zeddy's right there.
Team Liquid take out S8UL, and Vision are going to have to get on the move, because here comes Zeddy, here comes Dupe, and they immediately make their presence known. Deez with a play, he knocks Loader, and Carter joins up. Team Vision is out.
Gotta hit them with the Dupe. You don't even scoop that up, making them fall in 15th place, and it's kind of great to see how Falcons see them now. Vision gets eliminated, they get the mythic pin. They're now going to look at Zeddy, and Team Liquid, who took out S8UL, will be able to get involved themselves with a possible 3P.
You mentioned the mythic bin, right? And there's a Kraber in
Falcons hand, bro.
From this side of things, we can walk up into that next circle.
It can happen.
It's incredibly open, so that Kraber is going to be needed to open up these engagements for those quick fights. However, we just saw Zeddy 3P up onto Team Vision, who are still needing to come out of the tunnel behind Falcons.
Why they're not trying to overcommit too, and that's why with so many alters too in this lobby, you got that portal to just reset if you need off the Void Nexus. Unlimit though, who have been able to scoop up a total of 4 KP for this team. Slowly but surely, with round 3 closing in behind their backs, they gotta start moving up, and it's Reject waiting to gatekeep them here as they move up themselves off the portal to try to get onto the high ground.
14 squad left.
Set up too. You have one, then you
all
can
in
have
the
the
States.
to then pull it yourself up into the left side of the high ground. But you, you see the wrecking ball coming in from right behind them, and this may be their opportunity.
Stream restart ki hai. Yes.
We need a reload. There we go. Peace is able to finish the blow, but we get caught out on the
Bro, huge damage.
Diving throughout your Reese.
Stasuvi got a huge damage, bro.
Positioning of that void passage to get the abduction.
Nice.
Do get eliminated.
Nice nade, bro. वहाँ पे है एक
Really
बंदा.
just said hold this frag. Really do. Elite, though, one of the best teams here on Olympus, with the majority of their points coming from this map in particular. Good to see them still here fighting to climb up the leaderboard.
मेरे साथी प्रताप क्या कर रहे हैं? Night out के लिए जा रहे हैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ.
Who's in second place, tied with their Apex
मेरा साथी प्रताप आ गया फ्रेशर से. हाँ. Night out है उसका.
Oh, and they get the res on the death box too.
आओ मेका कैमिलियन खेलेंगे भाई इसके बाद. जॉनी भाई.
Northern side coming out of the fight that we saw earlier from Alliance to get the death box res. Zeta Division are neighboring them. Now they're looking behind them and having to be careful. Zeta Division hear this happening. Looking ahead too, with Elite still alive and covering these southern buildings of Estates. Dropping below.
Crazy.
With these resets that we're currently seeing from these teams that have just completely taken over this POI.
They are just poised and ready. It's a shame they're still on all blues, but they just really haven't had any good fights yet, right? 0 kills, 13
Team
squads
Liquid,
remaining.
GK, LT, Nemesis. मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है भाई करने के, मैं गरीब हूँ भाई. 300 रुपए. Come on यार. Falcon. Asset out हो गई?
But from the south,
नहीं यार.
going to get difficult. Zeddy immediately finding pressure from Skittle.
Zeddy GGB भाई asset फिर से out हो गई.
You can hear this.
So we saw them take out Team Vision.
भाई मुझे पता भी नहीं चला.
Hold on to the high ground that we were looking at before. Team Nemesis looking at them, but
Nah, dude.
Zeddy are going to be able to move up into that next zone where they really don't have to worry about Falcons, who were isolated in the compound over to the south side of that choke that we saw earlier with the Mythic bin, while Unlimited now move up. Looking at Team Liquid, for those of you wondering, they took a huge roundabout rotation, and now they are looking dead.
Crazy damage, crazy damage, crazy damage.
Taking some shots off this G7, yeeting at the Wrecking Ball, but looking behind them is Elite, who want a chunk of the action.
Team Liquid भाई खा गई Unlimited को खा गई. मुझे कपड़े लेने भाई की शादी है, पैसे अभी नहीं लगा सकते, थोड़े सेव कर रहा हूँ, एक भी रुपीस लगा तो सारे लग जाएंगे. But look at the ult. वो अल्ट्रा मोड में था भाई ult.
Nemesis is trying to stabilize. Oh no, but Sacred can catch a break. At least he's going to be able to hide right behind the gen, while Nemesis are looking to get the Deathbox Rex onto Albert lately, but having to be careful because Eddie being right here. Duke now tries to fully swing on him, but Skittle goes down. Former teammates, now enemies. As Sacred now tries to swing, playing off the knockdown shield.
Bro,
look who tries to involve themselves from
totally ये अगर starting to ending तुम देखो, ये टीमें यहीं पे ही खड़ी हैं.
Have not left from their position. They see the opportunity. They dive in, and now Sacred's left alone. But a huge shot from Sacred. Huge as Wolves take out the solo, but that's without Sacred taking on Gaming Gladiators next.
भाई point तो ले गया बंदा.
When you move into a states with multiple
he took most of the point.
For angles, and Zeta now in the building across from Elite. One kill. And into the void passage we go. The Riot Drills are trying to finish off the damage. We've got a wingman, we've got plenty of bullets, and we're just gonna let it rip.
Dude, kinda.
The young gun.
He has been playing insane. 81 bullets though in the R9. Taking some shots at Yuka, who is going to be able to use that void passage, but taking their time as round 5 closes in right behind their backs now. This is going to be difficult for them to make this next rotate because it's only Wolves, For Fun, and Liquid in this next zone.
But the moment they move, that doorway gets opened up, and the Thermite, it's just proving to do so much damage.
pack किए इन लोगों को, pack किए.
We're going to need to use that basketball for the rotation. And Zeta, Yuka still on the ground, Mike full health. He's trying to get the res before they roll, and Elite Esports has been eliminated.
I'm sorry, but No Name is the only name on my mind.
Crazy.
Now,
crazy. Zeddy out.
Onto Zeddy here as Deets goes down.
Bhai.
Moves up, but he's literally one shot. Takes a portal. No way. Off the left side. He didn't mean to do that. He gets stunned.
Look at the disappointed faces.
GK get eliminated. 6
GK भी गई.
RRQ.
6 teams left.
Consistent. Almost into the top 6. Doing everything they can.
Falcon, RRQ, FF1.
Falcons are the ones that everyone seems to be looking at as they
RRQ गई.
Wow. You can't make this up. Falcons on the
Bhai, Wolf with the 38 points in the match.
With Liquid on the north side, Falcons taking away 5 total KP in their pockets with these remaining 4 squads.
Kraber.
Mythic bin. Hal has the Kraber. He's got the gold R9, and he's looking at the teams like For Fun. These buildings on the opposite side from Liquid Wolves Esports.
The best part about that is not only that, he grabs an L-Star, throws the Kraber on the ground. He's probably going to use the rest of the bullets, pick up the L-Star for endgame. Falcons are going to do so much damage in a little time once this circle collapses. But Wolves are the question on everyone's mind. They need 12 points to hit match point.
Wow. So close with the way that Wolves have been playing. How? Kraber in hand with just 4 bullets. Not going to have the infinite ammo. L-Star in the other before backing away. Not having that amp is actually huge. I mean, look at this. They are starving in terms of ammo. Walt C2 with the gold hemlock, it looks like, with Wolves now taking their time and looking at For Fun.
And we have to talk about Team Liquid as well, right? On the other side, like you mentioned, they're going for a 2-1 split. The job of the solo is to keep Team Falcons from moving north and not rotating
उसके पास तो shot था.
Wolves and
He was watching him.
At some time, you're going to have to hit these ults. With the Valk, though, on
the Valk,
we know they like to take to the sky to see where everyone is and
but
slam down at the end.
Small circle.
Wolves for Apex South now with 38 points alone after taking game number 2 on World's Edge with double-digit KP to destroy, or attempt to destroy the Watson. Spence is here backing away, the nades on No Name's feet. He doesn't have the Kraber like we saw just yesterday, but we know he's so quick with it. But
look at them, look at them, look at them, it's packed. It's action packed.
Final zone closing behind their backs.
And Team Liquid give up the 2-1 split.
Oh, he emmed up the nade.
Wolves cross, make it
Tyler down, but a nade rips into the Wolves. And Lex goes down.
Bhai, Wolves gone.
Wolves go out in fourth, but they got a huge amount of KP as Falcons move up. For Fun.
For Fun, FF Fun is gone.
Versus Liquid, but Falcons.
Team Falcon, let's go.
High ground. They take.
Nice one भाई. मैं तो कसम से कहूँगा भाई Falcon ने जो किया इस गेम में भाई crazy.
We talked about this moving into Olympics, Vicky.
By Liquid को मिल सकती थी victory, but
like with Falcons and Team Liquid at the bottom of the leaderboard, and both of those teams,
चलो बढ़िया है.
second place and map number 3, they recognize there's a scramble to get to that 50, and if we let it go for too long, our chances dwindle each and every moment.
And let's not forget, Tiff, something that you pointed out. Falcons and Liquid were literally in dead last in this lobby before this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It be like that sometimes, Vicky. It really do. But we've seen crazier things.
And the fact that both of them, by the way, with Falcons taking the lead over Liquid because they take that dub, but both of them got 7 KP
jersey,
as we see the CEO fans in the crowd.
That has to be just a sigh of relief, because it can be such a momentum-based game. And you have to remember, Team Liquid, Team Falcons, these guys advanced on through the group stages. They didn't play through that 10-game gauntlet survival, so they had a day off. In a sense, those first 2 games they played, warm-ups. We're just getting started.
And they had some time to sit back and look at how the action played off here.
Warm-ups. The way she said warm-ups.
They rise up, fly up, while Team Liquid do come right after them. 16 total points for this team, but it's so difficult to ignore what Wolves has been putting on as a masterclass, man. Like, are you
Look at the camera, man.
Already at 38 points. RRQ right behind him with 37. I mean, this top end of the overall standings, after just 3 games alone, is already looking to build its gap across the rest of the lobby.
Look, I tell you, that's just why I wear sunglasses all the time. You saw me down in the metro, popping the sunglasses. I'm just trying to be like Strafing Flame, okay? But he hasn't had the capability to net a win just yet. But if you guys remember, we're here for match point finals. We don't care when you win. It's as long as you've got 50 points and you
need the
close it out
points,
with a win,
baby.
that's when it matters.
It's almost like storyline too to see in a stage ending
Team
like
Liquid
that.
by
Right?
Alienware.
Olympus showing face with a completely whiplash of a zone pool than what we're used to seeing here. As we take a look at
Team
your
Falcon, Team
results,
Liquid.
Falcons do take the dub with the 7 KP. Liquid to follow right behind them, that second place finish. But the story of what Wolves and Team RRQ have been able
Team
to
Vision है ही नहीं, क्योंकि Team Vision बहुत पहले eliminate हो गई थी. Team Vision ऐसे duel के भाई at least 1 point तो लिया उसने.
POI on Olympus and how they were able to try to hold things
Sentinels with them last, Alliance last.
We know that sometimes it can be a little difficult.
Ninjas in
When everybody's
pajamas.
staring at you in the lobby.
Nice
I'm
name.
hearing that we got an interview with one of the members of Wolves.
Do it.
3 maps into the match point finals, and I have got Crazy Kong here from Wolves. Listen to the crowd go crazy. I love that. Anyone can say anything about this tournament, but what they can't say is that Wolves Esports haven't played their game. You guys have been incredible. You guys have been taking space, getting aggressive, playing the way that you guys want to play. Now, I just want to ask, it seems like you guys are really comfortable today, even in this atmosphere. Does it feel that way?
那也可以看得出，今天你们战队就是手感火热，进攻性也打得非常非常的好。
Energy back。
然后今天就明显你们状态好像今天非常特别的出色。你们是否也感觉如此呢？
对的，因为我觉得今天我的队友们的状态和自己就是精神的一个状态吧，都非常的好，所以我觉得今天我们是非常有信心的。
Absolutely, I feel like it's not just us being in good form, even our mental state. We are in absolute tip-top form, so we are very confident in going all the way here today.
I love that. I love the positivity. Now, having said that, it hasn't entirely been plain sailing throughout this tournament, but focusing on today, have you guys made any adjustments, given the level of teams that are in this lobby right now? And also, just to kind of back that question up, map 2 was super impressive, winning on World's Edge. Is that your comfort map?
今天应该说这个比赛到这里来，你们这个路程也不算是完全顺利的，也是有碰到一些挫折的。 但是今天明显感觉出你们这个状态非常好。你们是做出了哪些调整吗？比方说当时图2你们已经成功的获胜了，那是因为那张图那张地图对你们来说是最顺手、最就是发挥最好的一张图吗？
其实也不算吧，因为我们是第2局的唯一一家纽卡索队伍。然后我觉得我们的战术储备也好，包括前面受到的挫折也好，都是让我们今天能打得更好的动力吧。
I wouldn't say that the second map was like our best map, but I would say that the journey over here up to this point, every single loss that we've had, every single death that we had, we learned something from it, and we've been developing as a team, and this is what allowed us to become who we are today, right here,
When he can speak English.
True top team, I love that. Now let's touch base on that
Why
match
he
2 win once
doing
more.
that? Do the
Did that
thing.
boost the confidence and give you some momentum to think that this dream can now become a reality, that EWC victory?
那你们刚才第2场的获胜，是否直接给了你们这种信心、这种动力，来让你们剑指冠军呢？
我觉得会的，我们一定会往最终的目标去冲。
The map 2 victory absolutely has, and right now our targets, our aim, our sight is aimed towards the grand champion.
Oh, I love that. Listen to that. That's great. Thank you so much for joining me in this interview. Oh, let's go with the shake. Thank you very much, Crazy Kong.
मेरे घर वाले मुझे 10-15 हज़ार के शूज थोड़ी लेने देंगे, एवरेज इंडियन फैमिली शूज। भाई 10-15 हज़ार के जूते खाओगे तुम?
Last year for you, Zach, and Team Vision, of course, Loader and Carter. How has it been? I want to walk through that last game. You were a little upset. You and Hal were exchanging words on the stage because you thought you had the game-winning spot.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were making a really good play.
Yep.
And we knew we were much closer to purple armor than the team in front of us. We knew it had a free walk-in and, I mean, basically a free game. And the Mythic spawned on them, which forced us to fight them early. We got third party.
Looking
we were the
in
ones
his
that died.
eyes
And,
makes me play Apex Legends.
It doesn't go your way, and that's what happened. Happy for them that they won, but
Blazing.
I feel good that I still had a really good game plan, and I got to see them win a free game. If it worked out my way,
feels nice one.
Different story. Yeah, takeaway is that you were in the right position to take advantage of the success. Now, you did have success. You were the first team to jump out and win that game. What was, I guess, the environment of your team, knowing that, hey, guys, it's match point, we're performing going into game 2 and game 3, saying if we just keep this up, we are going to be on match point?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we feel really good about it. We went in today feeling individually like we're favorites amongst, Apex fans. We may not be, but we're really confident in our abilities. And after we won that first game, it really validated that feeling. And I don't really think we're going to slow down. I mean, that game may have only been 1 point, but it was a great game plan ruined by an unlucky Mythic. And I don't think there's going to be too many more games.
Okay, you said if this game goes 9 or 8, you've done something wrong. Just expand on that very quickly before we head out with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on 35 points. I'm 15 off match point. We just finished game 3. If this goes to 9, that means that I had many chances on match point and I failed, and I'm not going to let that many get away from me, so.
All right, well, there's a good juju here. I think the last team I interviewed on stage won the next game, so we'll see if you can continue it. Zach Mazer from Team Vision. So much more. ALGS Match Point Finals coming up, so don't go anywhere.
Team and also our region as a whole, we came from a very low starting point. We've always been the underdog. When we were able to rise up and as a region, as a team, win that EWC championship in 2025, that was just, how can you not love that story?
This roadmap is made me very proud of to being one of the MDY fans.
An exciting first 3 matches here at Match Point Finals. And boy, have we gotten some shifts and changes on that leaderboard. But before we break those 3 games down, let's talk about the Esports World Cup Creator Program, which is running parallel to the live competition. Every streamer can apply via the EWC website to co-stream EWC and engage with their viewers to earn rewards. So make sure you check that out. And while we're at it, let's see if we can actually get a quick interview with one of those content creators, which is going to be none other than Sid from SAUL.
SAUL Sid?
Because right now, SAUL, I mean, we're expecting them to start off hot, but at the moment, they're not doing that great. Do you think they're going to be able to bounce back, Plays?
Sid is there, bro.
My prediction is SAUL, and we've seen them do it
I
before.
thought Sid is there, bro, because Sid is not.
A little bit too close and a little bit too cutthroat at the moment. As you can see, you know, we just had an interview with Zach. We're going to do this. Everyone is hungry for it.
All right, well, hey, Sid, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
How are you enjoying the tournament so far?
EWC is a big thing for us. It's like a festival back here in India, so I'm having fun. It's been a fun ride. Group stages were insane. Slow start, but I think we can still get it.
All right, yeah, you mentioned it. Slow start, Lace.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the same brain. I'm on SAUL. We got the same team. You know, I put them as my prediction. So we don't want slow and steady, but, you know, they're going to come out of the gate now. What I wanted to ask you, do you have any words of encouragement right now for the boys on SAUL?
What else can I say? You know, they are being backed by 2 of the most passionate sporting nations in the world. We have insane passion in the audience. I just hope they win, because I want them to come to India and we are going to treat them like kings. We're going to pick them up on our shoulders and take them to our gaming house and then party there. So yeah, what else can I say? I just hope they make it. It's just 3 games, it's a slow start, but I think they have it in them to take the win.
That's right. I'm going to run down on stage for you and tell you, you're going to get lifted up on some shoulders. So let's pull it in, boys.
That's right. Thank you so much, Sid, for joining us. Don't forget that you can also join the Esports World Cup Creator Program. Just go to the EWC website to sign up. But now let's talk about this past 3 games, because my goodness, we have gotten some big surprises, and we're actually going to start off with the winners of the last game. They didn't start off too hot, but we finally see a bit of a bounce back here from Team Falcons.
Nice one.
I mean, I said it before, you can never count them out. And the reason is that they are so comfortable in the heat of the moment, in these tournaments where the stress is at the most. If they make it to finals, people might not say they're winning, but when they win, everybody's like, yeah, that's usually what happens.
And if they don't win, people talk louder, don't they?
Oh, yeah, even more so.
I mean, you had them coming in as underdogs, right? After seeing those first 3 games, do you still feel like they're underperforming, or could this be a bit of a switch?
I mean, they needed that win big time. They were in 20th place, I want to say, before they were going into that game. But this is kind of what we've seen in the group stages. You know, they won game 1 or game 2, and then they start to fizzle out. So we're going to see if that continues here. But we know that Falcons usually performs best in these big lobbies with the best teams in it, because they can predict what better teams are going to do better than they can predict what the worst teams are going to do. So for them to have that big game, massive confidence boost, and I definitely think that they can carry that momentum open. You know, this has been like probably the least we've talked about them, like I said, but there's always a chance you can never count a team like this out.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, going to the overall ranking, you can see Wolves Esports in first place right now by just 1 point. Don't forget, though, the match point is set at 50. Then after that, they have to make sure they secure a win. And I'm going to actually go to Team Vision, back to you, Snipe, because, man, this squad actually started off hot.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for this team because they had the most wins in all of North America. They came into this tournament. They know how to win games. Zach Mazer with his IGLing, they win 50% of the games that they get to top 5. We'd already seen them in 2 top 5s, 1 win, 1 not. And, you know, I wonder if that game 2 is going to come back and bite them a little bit, because they really did leave a power position to go put themselves to clean up some kills. I know they wanted that KP. They want to get to that match point format, but at the same time, you don't need to change the game. You just got to get there. And we saw what happened in that last game. They focused too much on Falcons and they got flanked. Someone wasn't watching their back. I kind of wonder what the comms were like there. But overall, I know for a fact that this team is someone that everyone needs to be worried about, because they can win games in a match point format. That's what you need to do.
I mean, the scariest point that a lot of IGL should really look at is the fact that Zach said, I saw the game-winning play, and this happened, and he still made a play, but he was one fight away from being able to close out that game. If you're an IGL and you're like consistently being able to put yourself into endgame, one fight away from winning, you have done your job really, really good.
Yeah, and a team that was actually able to perform really well in group stages, coming off first place. Elite Esports not having one of the hottest stars here, Lace, as I mean, right now they are just not looking good, alongside with SAUL, sadly.
Yeah, we were all, you know, obviously the group stages showed us something completely different for Elite. They were able to come out swinging and maintain those high points, high kills as well. Nothing is happening for them at the moment, which is a little bit of a crazy sort of feat for them. Of course, you know, with 3 games down with a few more left to go, no one's on match point for like finals yet, so it's not out for them, but why are they not showing up right now?
Okay, Lace, I'm gonna say this once, I'm gonna say this twice. First off, scrims, lies. And then online, lies. And now we're on group stages, lies. So we don't know if they can keep up the momentum or not. They haven't gotten it started, but I mean, we'll have to see. So far, it seems, though, a lot of these experienced players coming out and really showing up why they were once at the top and they can reach top again.
I mean, talking about elite players, right? One team that is also down there towards the bottom, NIP. I thought maybe the experience that they got out of survival, we were going to be seeing that momentum carry over here, but at the moment, Snipe, that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, they've only been improving throughout this tournament, and for them to start off slow is a bit of a surprise to me. I thought they were going to carry that momentum forward with everything that they've been doing, but I mean, we just watched 2 teams in 19th and 20th end up top 2 in that last game and propel themselves forward. So we are still early in this set, but we heard Zach, he says that, you know, if it goes 8 or 9, then something's going wrong because they're starting so strong. I really think that we are going to continue to see teams elevate themselves. We might see Elite win the next game. We have so many amazing teams in this lobby that, you know, it's anyone's game yet. We don't even have a single team on match point yet.
I mean, just to quickly touch on that, we saw it on match 2. They made that crazy rotate into zone, but they had difficulty bunkering and holding it down. So it's, yeah, definitely NIP might need to do something like a little bit different from that. But yeah, I mean, they're getting into that position, but they were getting peppered in match 2, which, yeah, they're finding it difficult just to keep that building and stay in there.
I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is that the map is changing all the time. You don't really get to set your footing. So this is the most fun part of every stage of this tournament. It's very different, is that you go from we're playing 10 games in a 3-2-2-3, and now you're swapping maps constantly. You have to keep adapting, and that really goes to show why these teams are that strong and why they keep coming up ahead is because they're so adaptable.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things about that last game specifically was, you know, Estates ending, we had Watsons and Maggies. Every team was getting peppered by the Maggie Qs and the drills, and the teams that really dominated that game were the ones playing the edge and not putting themselves in the center. All the zone teams, the NIPs, you know, we saw Sentinels, everyone just getting blasted in the center of the map. Yet Liquid had all the space around the edge. Falcons had so much space, and that was interesting to see how much the comps come into play when it comes to this.
That's right. I mean,
मतलब out of all the things SATL can do better, मतलब मैं इतना बोलूँगा, बाकी सारे सीन तो समझ रहे हैं. फैल्कन और विजन ने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया, फैल्कन ने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया आखिरी में आके. टीम लिक्विड का भी वो विक्ट्री हो सकता था, टीम लिक्विड ने थोड़ा सा एफ कर दिया, बट स्टिल बहुत अच्छा सीन है. बट लेट्स होप SATL का थोड़ा सा पॉइंट अब मेंटेन हो जाए. ये थोड़े से आने वाले चढ़ने वाले मैचेस में SATL के वापस से पॉइंट्स रिकवर हो जाएं, थोड़े से पॉइंट्स आ जाएं अपने पास, जिससे हम लोग लाइक basically this is not first or second, this is all about the points to qualify for the next one. But I think फर्स्ट पे आना तो बनता है बाबे, फर्स्ट पे आना तो बनता है, बिकॉज डोमिनेटिंग टीम है SATL एपेक्स लेजेंड्स में EWC के अंदर.
Because no team is on that 50-point threshold.
Yeah, exactly. And as we move over to back-to-back maps on E-District, you have to start looking at the teams that focus on E-District.
This map is going to be crazy.
Points. You mentioned Wolves. Well, guess what they grabbed in their POI draft? Humbert Labs, a big contention point because we've seen a lot of draft point. We've seen Humbert. We've also seen Energy Bank and the Rogue City Hall, in which Team Nemesis is landing in. But a lot of teams that are still at the top of the leaderboard that could eclipse 50 points here are RQ. 38% of their points from the past week come from this map. It is their best performing map throughout our series. And if we have 2 maps back to back, let's say we eclipse 50, do we go in win condition and win it on E-District? But here's the deal. They haven't won a map yet this week.
Anything can happen, bro.
That's actually crazy to think too. As we take a look at the fans, but you have to keep that in mind. I love that insight, Tiff.
Yeah.
Because it's the back-to-back E district that we are going to have for match 4 and 5. So it really depends on how a lot of these teams prio that when it comes to their POIs and how we're going to see if some of these zone pools pull.
Hello,
It's kind of been a very similar situation, right? When it comes to predicting how these zone pools have been on E district alone.
And we were
No
also
voice
kind
on
of
your
wondering,
stream.
would we see a Mad Maggie ban? Would we get a Watson ban? We
Yo.
actually get the Watson ban on Olympus here, so we could see a ton of Mad Maggies.
कोई आवाज नहीं है, no sound. रख दो.
So we could see a ton.
Yo. आ तो रही है आवाज.
Come through map. Waltzy, first place in the last map. We saw a 1v1 earlier in the group stage, but we're tied on kills right now. But you know what? Could one of these guys break a tie?
आवाज आ तो रही है अभिषेक भाई, देखो.
Maybe when they aren't taunting yet, right? You gotta wait to the very end.
Would you fight Waltzy in like an arm match, like an arm
got me messed up.
Bro could put up like what, like 50, 100 pounds each arm?
Dude, his biceps like the size of House Head. It's actually it's actually crazy, dude. Like, what? I mean, this is the way you start elevating the vibes and the morale of the team. You already know, and you're looking ahead as we get started here on E District.
Yo,
अभिषेक भाई अब ठीक है? आवाज आ रही है?
Queue there just for a brief moment as they get ready to
मैंने
get
बीच में
into
बंद
the
किया होता
arena.
आवाज, मतलब
Honestly,
थोड़ा देख लिया.
I can't tell right now if the Wolves fans, RRQ, or the Alliance fans are the loudest because they're throwing some shade out there too. They're so wild in here.
That's what I like to hear in the crowd live from Paris. The energy
Crazy energy भाई fans के अंदर इसका.
is unmatched when it comes to our Apex Legends Global Series.
Where is the
energy in the crowd
in the
for our
seat?
lands.
There's nothing quite like an ALGS land. So the fact that all of you are here in Paris to witness all of the action live just goes how much to show. You guys are dedicated to Apex Legends. You are dedicated to players. You are dedicated to the community. So why not get into it?
Yes,
Let's move
sir.
to E-District.
As we move in, and we got game number 4 on the horizon. We've said goodbye, by the way, to Watson as she was tied in our legend picks together with Mad Maggie. Imagine just getting drilled from afar when it comes to playing inside these buildings, especially when it comes to the teams that will be using the Void Nexus off these altars that you could absolutely expect going into E-District.
All right, now as we look at match number 4, Legend Select has occurred, and Guild is on Caustic. A ton of Maggies throughout, so there's a good chance that we are going to witness a Maggie ban with a 100% pick rate. Altars are 16 of them in the lobby, which means Wraith only 3. Definitely going to be using the Altar's Void Passage a lot more to navigate all the different buildings throughout. But here's the deal, guys. That Caustic, it's going to be really nice when you think about hitting ring consoles and where you have to go. Information is critical, and to the north we go. Team Nemesis just there, hovering at City Hall, popping an evac tower. They don't have a ring console, right? So that's going to be difficult for them because they may look to grab any kind of information. With that Catalyst, they want a ring console.
Yep.
That's really important to note too. With the
oh, look at this, bro! District map,
trying to get that
and there is no Caustic.
Too, but now bro.
Now this is gonna be a camping packed map.
Survey beacon and just trying to wait things out. They do have 2 Evo Harvesters on the outskirts of where the zone is going to be pulling.
Altogether pulling above Zeta
zone whenever we see these zone pools.
The preference of Sparrow as well for the survey beacons and being able to use the arrow to not actually have to get on the beacon is quite nice for Wolves. Over at Umber did have a ring console, and with their Catalyst have already moved just to the south of Energy Bank. But SAUL was hyped on the desk, and for now trying to poke at Sentinels.
Game is on.
Former ALGS champs back just a few months
Sentinels
ago in Sapporo.
Let's go.
Blinkster, who hails
huge fight.
the
We're gonna see huge fight.
Canadian American, is an absolute savage when it comes to here. But it seems now for a disengage.
And being the first team to go out in that last game too is tough, but this is a team with great vibes with the way that they could just reset and have a good time. Talk about having these slower starts while GG right alongside them. Do hear him actually getting control over onto this light arsenal, and thankfully with that
light arsenal
that he also put down just for some insurance, he does manage to back away. Blinkster is locked in right now too. Hemlock
burst AR.
also get more of this Evo charge too before looking ahead of the teams who may have found themselves up in the high ground by that building, because we know coming out of City Hall, there is that high ground that we see a lot of these end zones end up pulling towards.
Just imagine what would happen if they hit the back-to-back. That would just go to show how good of an IGL Blinkster is and how fantastic Monsoon and Fun are. But back to Wolves, who only need 12 points.
12 points.
How many times have we witnessed over this past week, not only No Name going crazy, but Crazy Kong and Wen alongside them. Some of the most fantastic end-game plays.
Love hearing a Crazy Kong too, ramping up with the rest of Wolves. After dominating Pro League in APAC South, now looking to dominate the overall standings as Wolves now move up. And a lot of these other teams have found themselves around these chokes. Falcons neighboring that of Liquid, by the way, where Liquid do want to get control over that circle beacon. Together with Wolves now wrapping up on the southern side, though, as they go through this highway. Nobody in the vicinity other than Alliance who will be coming out of Blossom Drive, where there is a ring console themselves.
And they've had 3 wins, 3 second places, and if that doesn't define consistency, I don't know what does. RRQ is right there with them, and that's why they're in the top 2.
Yep.
However, just a few points separating our top 3 as Zach with Team Vision, 35 points, and Team Nemesis looking to get some
Ninjas in pajamas.
Passage. Ninjas in pajamas go with their great escape.
You know how I feel about this character here, Tiff. The legend that is Alter.
Nice.
Bandit solution when it comes to allowing these teams to get this reset, to get aggressive before diving down. Even bigger when it comes to utilizing that Void Passage to get onto the high ground for free as Sacred. The young legend who we have highlighted so many times in the Split 1 playoffs. Being on the Maggie, having to be careful too with the drill.
Crazy
is what we
Maggie.
were expecting
He got
when it comes
crazy
to these
Maggie.
teams trying to coexist inside these buildings.
And Sacred, who spent since 2019 wanting to be a pro, wanting to be here on a main stage alongside the people that he's looked up to for so long. But back to GK, honestly, Vicky, they've been kind of floating under the radar this week, right? They kind of just get in there in a nice spot. Knocked though, already out. Keon and Drop trying to get him back.
Slow here too, and with Drop feeling a little bit of pressure. Triple take. Sniper to his back, trying to see if they can at least get knocked back. But now when you talk about the catalyst, a lack of catalyst at that too, the wall's coming up, and the team that we just interviewed have now yeeted out the wrecking ball. Playing off
He used his ultimate to make a time. Like उसने time किया.
Playing Sparrow, trying to shoot at the dark when it comes to this wrecking ball, but playing it safe inside the corners of the bathroom.
But the reason this is important is a 12-point is an above-average game, right? So being able to go onto win condition after this would be
nice
key.
moment.
Give you as many games in your pocket to convert before other people eclipse 50. So every fight, every shot, it's gonna matter. You have to be perfect this game.
Elite versus
And a lot of teams are noting that, right? Hearing those interviews, imagine how that fuels some of our teams and trying to cut off these rotations when you know off the POI drive what that rotation may look like. As we see a flyby with RRQ being another one of those teams, but they're going to be hanging out over the middle part of Energy Bank. There is no team around here. I mean, they're just going to get the information off the survey beacon, and the ring console. So they're just going to be playing
Bro, I love this.
big pile up that's happening over on where the zone is pulling.
And it's a little more of an aggro comp for them, right? The Mad Maggie, Alter, Sparrow, they're focused on getting kills, throwing down damage, and completely assaulting whatever team lies in their path. Brief check-in with Nemesis, still in the building, still holding it down. You've got Falcons on your screen, your most recent map winners, who have now gotten further up the leaderboard, not quite where they want to be just yet.
1, 2,
into the
3,
top
4,
5 they are.
5,
For that
6,
circle,
7,
we
8,
pop
9, 10,
just a
11.
bit north of where Team Nemesis are, so that's going to
11
favor Team
team
Falcons. But my thing is,
on the boundary
where
of
is
a
Team
circle
Vision?
and SA12
Based
in the
off
middle.
Interview with Zach, being able to outline what that
SA12 and
game-winning
Ninja
fight
in pajamas,
is it
if
against
they both
Falcons?
fight,
Do
अगर
they see
इन्होंने
the
लड़े,
same thing? Are they going to
chaos
move
होगा
against
भाई.
each other? Because here comes Team Liquid from the north as well, and those 3 powerhouses keep hitting against each other early.
And I just really love the insight from Zach Mazer, noting that if he would have controlled that building first, it was unfortunate with the Mythic bin spawning there and encouraging Falcons to also situate themselves there. I mean, what would have been that end game, right? If they had found that spot first and not gotten third-partied. I like being able to see the what-ifs here as Vision now take a roundabout out of zone rotation
20
to
team
come
left,
out of
bro.
resort to play off the back end of where Falcons is. They did hear the evac tower, by the way, so Falcons may now look behind them since there's 16 altars in this lobby that allows a reset with the Void Nexus.
And there's something you have to think about. Falcons are the only team out of Team Vision, Team Falcons, and the team we were talking about that have the caustic, right? So they can get ring consoles. Everyone else, you have to realize, hey, If there's a team by me that has access to a ring console, there's a good chance they have that information, and we play off them. But Interforce 36, meanwhile, have been going through it. Juzna, the fortress, the gas fortress.
He is pretty safe, even if he is a solo. You could see just the caustic traps settled all over that bottom floor. Now, it really depends on how E36, though, as just is forced to move. How he can try to get away. He's trying to dance around them, though. He's taking it out of the corner because the 30-30 has claimed his head and has claimed E36 as the first team to go out in this lobby.
End of order is gone, baby.
You hear it. It's
like
like
that.
second worst to those Kraber shots. You just know.
You clench.
You're like, oh man, it's coming for my head at this point. But nice job there for Nemesis to use their high ground and those line of sights to grab kills, because they haven't left where they've been. For Team Vision, like we were talking about, right? Using Sparrow, Alter, and Mad Maggie similarly to RRQ to go aggro. Their objective right now is to eclipse 50, and that is all that matters.
Wait.
Oh, they're packed. They're packed.
The nades in no
They're packed.
direction.
They're packed, bro. They are packed.
This is so hard. Wenx, he sees the TP from the other side. He's trying to play around it, being on the other side.
Both are united, bro. They were packed in the corner, bro. Huge.
Come out on top.
Huge, Elite. Huge.
So quick.
And that's what a fight looks like when you don't have Watson. Let's just put it that way. You don't have the pylon to intercept those nades. You don't have the perimeter security to break through. And even with the catalyst, the piercing spikes, the reinforcement of the doors could not stop the onslaught that Elite brought to their door.
It was a very nice clean fight too, right? They did it very quickly with the nades that they were able to put right at their feet. After going down now as our second team, though, this opens the gate for a lot of other squads to try to, a little cheeky portal.
Nice one, nice one.
Because there is a team trying to harass Elite. Vision, though, remember we talked about how they were able to take an evac tower to play on the edge of resort side.
All right, look at this right now. Zeros out towards their left in a 2-1 split for Team Liquid. They rip Carter down on the front lines, and this is where you have to stabilize, because Team Liquid, once they smell weakness, do descend upon it. And Zero on the altar with the movement capabilities to make it happen, but they're being smart about it. They're not going in with their blinders on. They pick the knock. They know the reset's coming with Alter still in the lobby.
Literally, like just having that Void Nexus. Once again, it's like the insurance that allows these teams to get these free resets, but Liquid not overextending, hold the side of zone. While on the other side, though, for fun, looking like they're not having a lot of fun, because Team Nemesis are taking a picking out of them. Let's see as Tyler tries to jump down. Sees Nax, though, on the back end side, because there's a player on the other end of the stairs. And now moving up, I believe they're pinging to the possibility of a third party, forcing Tyler to back away.
This is not good. The Mythic Fin is just south of this fight, and Nemesis, Ninjas in Pajamas, all send for fun. That's what I'm talking about, the distance, these angles that you can have in E-District once you get to this area of the map on the buildings. We're still not in the circle, right? So get all the loot that you need here for Ninjas in Pajamas and focus north.
And the third party was there, but it was a duo of GK where there is a replicator on top of Team Nemesis and as well as a Mythic Bin. So now GK move up, try to harass that one solo of Team Nemesis who is on that Mythic Bin. But Skittle Cakes has the high ground. It's like looking to see if he can give him some press fire.
It's definitely a Hunger Games cornucopia if you're going for that kind of vibe. Like you're like, oh wait, I get my teammate back and I get a Mythic Bin, but Nemesis, they're not gonna let you have it. Sacred, even with the RE45. I'm gonna need you to get some energy ammo and feel a little better as we move to circle. But just one more player left of GK.
GK.
The fact that Monsoon 2 also finds Lift Up. Action non-stop. Sacred. Every time I'm looking at this player, man, he's always got the RE45 in his hand, and with the Mythic Bin in their favor.
Bro.
Having a lot more
RE45, golden.
We'll have to start inching to the north, where we'll be pulling, not towards the high ground where we've expected time and time again, but on the bridge on the north side of City Hall, where Vision, Zach himself, called it out on this rotate, where Liquid was neighboring them.
So they're going to have a big fight later with AG Global.
I said he was still in the spot, baby. Let's go.
Elite Esports
come on,
on the south side.
You had your warm up.
Who have just rotated in. Find a spot, and Guild getting the caustic barrels down immediately, covering their path. and they start looking back, right? The riot drill, the nades coming. We saw Elite Esports do this once before, and Waltzy throws out the Maggie Ball to try and prevent the slaughter, and through the Void Passage we go.
Especially when it comes to that Stinger Bolt, the direct counter and trying to deal with so many caustics in this lobby. All right, he sent out that Nox grenade from very far left field.
So 2 ults down.
And now Vision looking to see if they could get this res onto Loader before backing away. Zach is going to be able to pop this ult up just so that way he can get his own Stinger Bolt, but with the Deathbox res, they bring back Loader. Nemesis are still farming NIP, by the way. And now, as they're going to be able to get the trade-off, too, with Skittle looking to see if they can get the res because it was the caustic nades. NIP do get eliminated, and so do GK. That is going to be Legacy picking that up onto Kurev.
And the Battle of the South is not over by any means. S8UL actually trying to make their presence known as Reject move in on Team Nemesis. You're going to have a lot of angles down there as Team Vision still keep tabs on AG Global, bunkered up inside a building.
And this is what we're seeing up in the kill feed because Nemesis are down to what looks to be a solo. It's just Sacred hiding behind these knockdowns. It's Elite moving up, but there's a 3P of Reject up on the high ground. Elite having to be careful as Reject actually may allow Team Nemesis to try to survive until that very moment. They pick that up. Do not allow Reject to take that KP away from them. Team Nemesis now get eliminated, and AG involved with Team Vision, who move up from the low ground into this building.
Niazul's full, Jaguares on the ground, and Yanya right there. Thanks to Sparrow giving us the information, tracking him where he's going. AG Global eliminated. Panic dealing the finishing blows.
And with Team Liquid looking at how that fight was going, they wanted to time a 3P, but Vision had timed that themselves really well with the way that they took over the building off from away from the AG, and Liquid took that KP.
A team that's in contention for 50 points. Rather silent here is Team RRQ all the way in the north. 2 teams north of Team Liquid. For the Falcons, however, the south side is going to be kind of difficult with S8UL and Sentinels on the horizon, but through the Void Passage we go. What does that look like? But I wanted to see the north, and here we are.
And trying to control the bottom side of this bridge is RRQ, one of our teams who've been fragging out. See the opportunity. Oh my goodness. In for Zeddy as RRQ get eliminated. Our top
Zelly pagal ho gaya bhai.
Some trouble minus Vision. RQ won't be able to boost themselves up. This actually opens the gates for Team Vision as Team Liquid clawing their way up. Zach, by the way, picking up the KP onto Hockey's. 11 squads left. Zach is fragging out. He finishes off Hockey's. We heard the interview. You hear
Unlimited gone. Utility is gone.
They're going to be able to take this Void Nexus back.
Still a lot of heavy hitters in the north.
As come on, man.
Please remember, S8UL and Sentinels are still in circle, and everyone's vying to get there.
Vision are currently at 40 points total. They need 50 points to be at match point. As Reject do get eliminated, Sentinels have been farming as well. Monsoon being on the Mad Maggie does find Zane, but playing up the low ground here. As Elite looking to get this res, but Vision has been harassing these teams in their line of sight.
When you have Alliance also in the vicinity, they are some shooters, we know that. So Loader and Zach are going to have their jobs cut out for them. They are the furthest out. We do have a Maggie Ball, we do have Zach, but with your altar down, movement is going to be tough. Carter needs to be rezzed here. The reset, critical to their game.
Bro.
Zach is also in the middle of healing, but it's fine. He manages to get away right behind Zach while he pops the shield battery. Elite do fully reset while Alliance are looking down onto Vision. Falcons lose out on their Mad Maggie, now forced to play things out as a duo, looking to see if they can at least reset, but it's the Wrecking Ball as Elite see Vision. The beaming, it's up to Zepto, playing up the
bro, Team Vision gone, bro.
Looking down
Havoc, it was Havoc.
And Elite get to see another day.
And they reset. They reset. Alliance doesn't
jump down. Alter is goated on this map. True, man.
Reset, but not for very long, right? They attempted it here as Zero moves up, picks up Henchman. Now playing off the other side here of the middle console. They get eliminated. 8 squads left, though.
Bro, come on, S8UL, you can fuck this up.
That were harassing Elite before.
Zeddy Esports in the mix here as well. So multiple teams. And Zeddy, with the timing, you have to think about this, right? They could just throw down and third party this with ease.
Fingers crossed for S8UL, man. Bro, look at this fight. Look at this fight.
Against Team Liquid with Alliance still alive here as a duo from the other side. They get taken out, and so do
Zeddy gone.
Last 5 squads now, as Falcons are still in this lobby.
Your winners of match 3. Your Titans climbing the leaderboard.
Come on, it's a duo.
They're just a duo, and Game and Gladiators likely recognize this, but with Blast being caught out by Blinkster from Sentinels and Full.
GG gone. GG gone. GG gone. 2v2. GG gone, baby.
Behind them, though, the drill peppering into them. Gotta give a nudge.
Bro, top 3. 3 squad left. 3 squad left.
Get eliminated is Legacy.
Bro, I said you in the fucking fight, man.
Finding Guild.
Bro.
And Sentinels, who have been farming this side of zone. Now look at SAU. Kraber shots. Legacy, who is so consistent with this weapon.
This is the game they needed to turn it around here on E District. 8 kills for the team.
Bro.
And so many Kraber shots connected.
No
Here's the deal.
scope
It's
Kraber
infinite
shot
ammo. We can
connection,
open up
bro.
these fights. But do not forget about Hackett,
They smelled him.
the Alter, who's
They smelled him.
laying low.
FTW smelled him.
Imagine what he can do. We've seen him play Wraith as a solo in end games. We get as many placement points as we can. But we could convert this if we time it right.
Or if you get the Terminator here to exterminate the rat, but Alliance, we've seen this before, staying alive, waiting for the 3v3 of Sentinels and S8UL with Sentinels having the advantage in terms of their positioning on that slight high ground. Legacy pinging on where to rotate. Feeling the drill though, and the pressure.
Nice one. Nice one. Don't get panic. Don't get panic. Don't get panic.
Give him the space.
Don't get panic.
Alliance, a full reset.
Whoa!
Now it's a 3v3v3. Here comes the Maggie Ball. And despite getting them back in, this causes chaos. Could Sentinels win?
Bro, that's a duel, come on!
For Sentinels, they see Alliance, who still get the KP, but it is Sentinels who are king of the hill.
What
king of E District for game number 4.
Sentinels with their first win of the year 6 ALGS Split 1 playoffs. Better late than never, boys. This
Alliance
is what matters.
versus
You lock it in on match
Team
point finals.
Sentinels was there. Setwell had to third party there. Bhai, ye Setwell Pamari.
The fact that they still won that fight against S8UL was unmatched, but it was Sentinels with 9 KP to take game number.
Watch him, watch him.
अलायंस कैसे आई यार वापस यार अलायंस को क्या अलायंस को दिक्कत पता नहीं एक बंदा बाकी था उसने क्या रिवाइव दे दिया चैट वहां से मुझे नहीं मालूम था ऐसा होता है खड़े खड़े तो थोड़े से पॉइंट्स
भाई सिट का भी है भाई भाई अलायंस did them dirty bro.
They are our ALGS champs from Sapporo, guys. There's a reason they are this dang good. And you've got to give it to S8UL, right? Sure, third place in that match. But what they did, they had the caustic ult. They were poised on resources and abilities for that endgame fight. But Alliance Hackis getting that reset as we kind of dive back to our top 5. This is where you see Falcon swing the duo of GG.
Yeah, there you go. Alliance versus.
They're coming down because that's what he has to do. They see the
Bro,
red go up, they're going to jump on it. So
just
Hackis goes
landed
up to put the pressure on them first.
The team.
The bait is insane. I mean, the fact that they even lost that fight, allowing Monsoon to wrap right behind the man to take the win.
Sentinel had to do nothing.
S8UL, they were hungry. They wanted to dive onto the res. Hockey says, come to me real quick. They get second place. And Sentinels just clean up on aisle 3. And we even saw Blink a few times get a kidnap, as he's usually known for, to kind of kickstart this momentum for them on E District. You love the energy in the crowd. You love that Alliance, by the way, slide through its second place spot for game number 4. And again, we also have to mention that it is the back-to-back E
on the
District.
EWC channel having a
We're going back.
having
Honestly,
a crazy convo there.
Throw one mad Maggie ball and 7 bullets and clean up that fight. They're like, yeah, you'll take these 12
भाई
placement points. Let's see how many kills we
वेट
got.
करने
9
का
kills.
था बट जोन मेड देम पैनिक यस भाई मैं
Do you know how good that is to get you back into it, right? And
Bhai,
for Zach, he was saying,
21
like, if we're
points,
still going to
bro.
game 9, I made a mistake. They just needed 12 points. We got half of that. We got 6.
They're getting close though.
They are. They're incredibly close. Alliance there with an 11-point game. If that is kind of our floor, our dud for a game, going into the top 3 as a solo and bringing everyone
16
back.
point for the SATUL. Come on, हो सकता है भाई, हो सकता है, हो सकता है.
Who started in City Hall. Yes, they went out in 14th, but if you're going out in 14th with 7 kills from your building, that just goes to show you how good you were defending everyone that was full sending you. It's just not quite enough. We need a 20-pointer. We need a banger.
And even trying to take a safer rotation, right? Until we saw this collapse of a fight. Taking a look at some of these highlights of the end game here with Team Liquid now having to go from the under part of the bridge. I really do like the zone pool too, because then you have to mention.
ये फिर even fight engage होने से पहले caustic cult होती, maybe they would have won. भाई, इन लोग को land ही नहीं करना था.
Walty had gotten down earlier, but with the Mad Maggies in this lobby, Tiff, it was a bloodbath with that drill. We won't be seeing her anymore. No more with the Warden, as I like to call her. And SAUL, they wanted the shiny object of the res before their eyes, before Sentinels. It was with the Wrecking Ball and a nice strike to take that game.
Ooh, and with Mad Maggie gone, does that mean Gibby coming out?
इन लोग को निकल जाना चाहिए था, right?
100%. Our Gibby boy, but there it is yet again. That end win for
That
Sentinels.
Mad Maggie old man
dominating the fashion, timing it to perfection. Guys, we're literally just getting started here at the Year 6 ALGS Split 1 playoffs at EWC, and I could not be more excited.
I know, right? I mean, the fact that we are going on to game number 5 after hearing our interviews, after hearing how confident our IGLs are feeling, but now you take a look at Sentinels turning things around, and after getting that win alone brought them up to those 21 total points, with Alliance coming in 2nd place. That could make a difference. We heard it from Lace too, as SAUL kind of starting off slow, ramping up here. They didn't get that 2nd place spot or that 1st place finish, but it was the 9 KP that they at least got in their pocket.
And that is a big deal for them, right? Because sometimes with SAUL, yes, they can net themselves the win, but maybe it doesn't have enough kills to go alongside it. So if you're getting the 7 placement points and 9 kills, a 15-point... Wait, hold on, time out. We pause for this.
That was so crazy.
Yeah, you're nasty, Legacy. You're nasty. We love that. For overall rankings, guys, remember the key number is 50. That is what we want. Teams that are 12 points away, I'm looking at the APAC South squads of Wolves Esports and Team RRQ. Team Vision, you guys heard it. Exact did something wrong. If we go to 9 games,
Watch party हो रही है.
well,
अभी लंबा चलेगा. Apex कैसे खेलूं मैं?
What's also scary too is with Wolves and RRQ going out a little early in that previous game, the fact that they're at 38 points nonetheless is a few points away from overtaking Vision in this 1st place spot. We could easily welcome, 3 teams here at match point, depending on how this rolls out for game number 5.
And we went how many games last year, Vicky? You were there. 13?
It went the distance.
A gauntlet.
It was crazy.
Worse than a survival stage. But you know what, with match point finals, my favorite thing is one more game.
It is. We got some more Apex on the horizon. I mean, just the fact that you even see the Kraber shots, that 2-in-1 deal, will absolutely take that. As we see a nice little flyby of
Destiny
pros and what this means and how these teams are now able to turn things around. Maybe a slow start for some of these teams, but with the back-to-back on E-District, it sets the likes of even Sentinels to take this momentum and roll into Game 5 with it.
थोड़ा सा co-streaming का फायदा उठा लूं bro. मजा आ रही है.
That's actually such a gnarly fan right there.
The goat, thank you.
How cute is that? It looks so fluffy. Well, the Wolves fans, they have the most intricate things. If you look behind, like where our studio desk is over there, did you see like the anime-inspired Wolves fans? Did they ever go? Monsoon Riley? Yeah. That's actually sick.
I love the fans and I love the signs in the crowd, guys. Get ready because we got E-District on the other side here. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Fly Saudi. The dice per walk would be great, you think so? मतलब?
Welcome back to the ALGS Split 1 playoffs here at Esports World Cup 2026, and we are closing in on our first team hitting match point. The match point finals has been fantastic so far, and with those three gentlemen on your screen, Sentinels getting their first win, things are starting to hot up here.
You know, Sentinels, one of the best performing E-District teams we have in this tournament. They now raise their average to 10 points per game. 50%
इस मैप पे है क्रिप्टो बैन है, सीयर बैन है, वॉटसन बैन है और मैड मैगी बैन है इस मैप पे. नाइस. W.
I am taking the blame for this as much as anyone. Underspoken about. One of the most consistent teams in the Apex Legends Global Series, and when we talk about E-District Dan, which is where we're going back to now, some of the most stand-out statistics.
Team Vision is on the first point, bro. SATL बहुत नीचे है भाई. No, on 10th, bro. On top 10 है SATL. Let's go. Goat. Actual goat. 20 points. Let's go.
So SAUL will definitely be a focus going into this next one, as will Elite Esports and Reject, two more teams that have been able to put on a lot of points on this map.
Well, let's see who continues their form, or if someone is going to jump up and make themselves known as we head back to E-District now for match number 5. The match point finals continues.
We are so close now for one of these teams crossing that match point threshold, but it is still not guaranteed. Vision 9 points away from getting there. Wolves 12, RRQ 12 as well. If those three teams exit early, and similarly to what we've seen so far, some of these lower scoring teams finding points, finding wins, maybe we go all the way into further without teams getting to match point threshold.
It always feels like when we're close, you're like, oh, it has to be this game, and then another game, and then another game. Even teams on 49 points, Sentinels being one of them. Back in Sapporo in January, could not get that single solitary point they needed to get over that match point threshold. However, it didn't end up too bad.
22 souls right now.
Went on to win the whole thing.
Yeah, 14-1. Still need to rock and roll real bad.
Now as they close in on halfway to match
Coming
point
south side.
threshold. Well, you wanted to see different zones. We're
I'm
going to
gonna run
to the
north.
southwest now of the map. Enter Force 36 in prime position for this one. For Fun are moving very quickly from draft point, and Alliance are going to have priority too. Remember, Alliance did get to that end game, and currently they sit in 8th position, so they're also putting a consistent amount of points on the board.
Yeah, second place, if I'm not mistaken, for Alliance in that game as well. Yes, Aku
There's a Q on the ground.
Yeah, hitting every bullet, and then unlucky Clint off the pieces, every bullet, and then unlucky Clint off the pieces, denying that game and opening the door for Sentinels to close out. But Viaduct is looking pretty, I would say, spicy when it comes to where you want to be positioning yourself.
There's someone next to me, someone next to me, someone next to me. Yeah. I'm going high. I'm trying to run south side. Can I hit this still? I don't know, I don't know.
I'm trying to get you so you can hit it. Blossom.
They're flying at us.
Is that on the bridge? I'm coming
They
to
have
you.
console as well. I'm coming to you.
I
can't hit
might not have
that.
ability. I'm coming.
They opted to go away from their POI, and as you mentioned,
Hey भाई मेरे को भूल गया. नहीं नहीं ignore नहीं 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 yo Valkyrie is good in. Yep.
kind of shooing Alliance away, saying we don't want you to take this away from us.
Bro, we are watching SATL
Everyone has console
on one screen, and the main game on the other. Crazy.
Do you know where the
Crazy. Now this is actually good.
I haven't seen this whole time. Wait, what? The team that you called at the start. I don't know. I just heard a Valk. Okay. That looks pretty chill then.
Get back in front of us.
Worth waiting.
I don't see anyone.
Can we chuck a TP in this building?
I'm grabbing you.
Yeah.
Shot southwest.
There's a hemlock up here if someone needs it.
I'm looking southwest. Make sure they don't walk up.
Yeah. I'll look north. You're grabbing this, Jessica.
What?
You're grabbing the cat back.
Yeah. Team flying the ridge south. I know northwest. They went further. Valko.
Help you stop.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Start trying to go through street market.
Bye, let's watch SATL ka game.
People have stopped here, definitely.
Yeah.
One back.
I don't know if this is going back street market.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of down to sit street market if we can get like one of the bottom shops or something. Work our way up here later.
How long is your TP? You need to put it down.
It's 38% now.
No one on the left.
Have to go together.
Just playing building.
Yeah.
Anyone below?
Can't see. Give me a second. No one, I don't think anyone's top building here. Yeah, I'm not even sure if someone's 4-story. Okay. He's running towards 4-story.
Yeah, 4-story's good.
I just chilled out, to be honest. Oh, the pole's all the way back. I'm 2 to 4 here.
भाई मुझे बहुत सेटिंग करनी पड़ेगी.
Do I need a better than white bolt? Yeah. There's a white bolt in the second floor. Yeah, no bolt those ends right now.
Alright, so
Nothing around.
there was the one zone that pulled over here.
There's no one here, there's an Evo as well.
Yeah,
80%.
It's either pulling next to us here, probably.
Yeah.
It's pulling here.
Jessica, you able to run for the Evo? Wait, one person on Wraith. Yeah, can you run for it? I'm 88% on my TP. That's when I sit here.
Someone behind.
Yeah. Looking north.
उनके कॉम सुनो भाई.
97. I'm placing TP now. I'm not looking at you.
Yep.
No one even fucking. I got my ping out here. A lot of fuse cues I'm hearing. Yeah. Walk around Viaduct side, see if we can get anything.
Let's just stop this one and go fund this one. Let's go.
And they need to find more here to put themselves in contention of getting to match point threshold.
Yeah, 20 points on the board so far. It's okay. It's decent enough.
Middle of the pack.
But like you say, the fact that this is the last time we'll see E-District for quite some time as we snake back through our map selection. Got to make the most of the opportunity where you've had those successes. Ninjas in Pajamas, not the greatest of starts for them. 18th position overall at the moment. Just the 11 points on the board, and most of those came from game one.
They did, but they are another one of those teams that could potentially take a win here, by the way, as Pricey's still being hunted down. And
poor Pricey.
You never know.
I think in a match point finals lobby with the talent on display, a 1v3 in that situation, unlikely.
No, dupe.
He's going to be dragged back up, dude. No problem whatsoever. Gets chased down by Zeddy Esports. As they will find those kills. They're completely isolated, deep in zone at the moment, Zeddy. As you can see on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, they're just outside of stadium. Where the zone is going, though, we are pulling down towards the south, down towards the back of Viaduct, where I was expecting to see teams start to converge upon. One team who's taken their time, though, is the team who came second place in the previous game, and that's going to be Alliance on that northern side collecting some info.
Yeah, they were at Street Market, and they've moved all the way around the west, hit the north, and they were bullied away initially by Interforce 36, and now they've been able to scarper themselves to the north. They will also be playing the baby comp that we were mentioning earlier. They have the Valkyrie available. I think that we've learned a lesson through group stages. Some of the baby comp teams who did have zone pull towards them really struggled because they weren't able to capitalize on the composition they are running. So instead, you go, you get your evos up, you get as much weapons and utility,
yep.
and then
this
you
is
slam
what
down into
Apex
zone
is.
later
You have to rotate and get your
one of
evo
these
up.
teams who is not quite as built up as you are.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get that skyward dive up to purple.
Yep, you need to
that
get
perk where you supersonic into the skies and also get the triple defensive bombardment, which I think really is the key to damage output for a lot of these teams in the end game. It's worth just taking that counter rotate away from zone to collect that evo to make sure that that composition is as powerful as it can be.
So we briefly checked in with Team Vision, our lobby leaders at the moment. 9 points required. Could they be the first squad to reach the match point threshold? Zach did call them in 6. So they'd have to do it right here, right now. In the kill feed, Yanya's just gone down to the ring. So AG are also taking their sweet time. It looks like he's been picked back up as Team Liquid going for a very interesting rotation on the south here. They're actually so far off the map. They weren't even on my feed, but they've been able to sneak in behind enemy lines.
Yeah, full wrap towards the southern side here. And this backside of Viaduct is going to be very precious to a lot of teams. This is where the zone usually falls away from the main kind of crane structure that makes up the PLI. So sneaking your way to that southern side is going to be very, very effective if they can survive towards that end game. A team who's very close to match point, Vision. We've got Enderforce 36 inside of Street Market right next to them, as you can see from their POV. Only 9 points away, Team Vision.
Oh no,
Lota goes down.
It's streaming two at the same time, bro.
And it looks like the Void Nexus is going to be the play. You can already see that he's been
multi-talented.
Castle was just sitting on that as Zach and Lota extending to see that things went badly, that they could get back into the game. Now Wolves Esports taking some damage, and it's going to be the wrap from Team Liquid. That things went.
A few of the teams starting to get involved in this fight, thinking maybe we could pick up some KP, maybe we can take advantage of a couple of teams being weak, and Wolves are going to really have to try and battle back to get up to a full 3 here, with 1 being down, 2 will at least be okay. There's NIP also in the area and also noticing Team Liquid. Now GK arriving, and this is what happens in this game. When we have this many Valkyries, everyone's going to start to arriving.
One team who are very proficient when it comes to the baby comp is going to be GK. They ran it for so much of the split of Pro League. Team Liquid decide that they don't feel comfortable. Wow. They're going to go up into the skies here. Now they have managed to get up to full purple, so they're going to have all perks available. They're going back. And I don't mind this too much. I think it was just a little bit too busy for them. And I think the actions of the teams around them, who were just being kind of a little bit too aggressive for their liking, they want to re-enter when the space is a little bit clearer, or maybe those two teams do start to engage with each other.
I mean, during the toilet break, I heard Zero shout at one of the other teams, "Why are you inting me for?"
Doesn't sound like Zero.
And he probably feels like they would be a little bit vulnerable to some aggression. So Liquid reset. Falcons also on the southwest. Wolves still struggling at the moment. Ooh. It's going to be down to just Crazy Kong. And it was GK who have wedged themselves between these teams, who are causing a real problem for Wolves right now.
So look at the kill feed. Alliance and Nemesis having a little bit of a scrap. Ninjas in Pajamas inside the zone will be safe for quite some time. Also, you can see SAUL picking up a knock onto Mike from Zeta Division. Crazy Kong, by the way. He's got a Moby.
Just need to find the gap. Thread the needle.
He's got both of the banners. He's got himself a catwalk.
Oh no!
But he might have forgot that there's 19 other squads available. It would have been very, very impressive to get that done. Maybe not right now.
For fun aren't going to allow that one.
Perhaps.
And he's spent the Dark Veil, that's the problem.
EWC are fighting. They've just been taken down by GK.
Bro, nah.
Get the res off.
No. It's going crazy.
Getting the team back in. He was happy.
It's going crazy in here.
Sacrifice himself. Well, now we have lost 3 teams, and 2 of those teams were in 2nd and 3rd. It opens the door for Vision to take a little bit of a lead here as we check back in with Sentinels.
That's a kidnap.
Kidnap them.
That's a kidnap.
Ignore नहीं कर रहा भाई विषय भाई.
That time, especially with Sheila staring at you now. Alliance on your screen. 2 EMEA powerhouses. Close enough that they can smell each other, and somehow Hackers has found himself a Kraber already in this game. Massive in his hands as well. The Motherload is burning. They have to play behind the Newcastle wall here. Look for this res. Bubble's going to go down. Unlucky will be able to drag Aku back to his feet, so should be okay. But Elite are just waiting here. And as soon as that bubble goes down, these frag grenades are going to hurt.
He's got frags, he's got arc stars, he's got everything you could want here, but there is still other teams in the area.
That's
so Elite,
GK again.
They cannot capitalize. Yes, you get the damage.
Kinda actually finds one onto Hackett, so that nade does its job. But with Aku still alive, there's still a chance for Alliance to survive here. You can see that Elite are desperate to clear this, to finish it off. Everybody is firing down, and now they bubble forward. Aku has to hold the line, but all of Alliance just got up.
They actually knocked Unlucky with the Thunderdome, by the way. Hackers gets taken down by Sentinels. Alliance are just being too focused. And they'll fall in 17th place. That's another team in the top 10 that's gone down. And this is how match point finals go sometimes. Just when you think teams are starting to take a lead, those that have been struggling start to pick up the pace.
Well, it's a Motherload coming in from Vision here. They want to try and push this. Remember, they only need 9! And Lota, through the fire and the flames of the Motherload, jumps forward and
Falcon's gone, baby.
Just like that, they only need 8 and a placement point on the horizon if they get into the top 15 as well.
Now, this is a really big fight as well. Guild actually does a good job of the rest of Falcons to retreat through avoid Nexus, because this endgame position will be huge. You can see where the zone is going to be pulling in 30 seconds time. And if Vision can clear this side...
एक टाइप का Minecraft है, but थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही real, more and more monsters, small, big flying dragon type, something else, include disease stars and food pausing. Okay.
Because Falcons are going to hold them out. On the other side of Falcons is Team Liquid, by the way. Suddenly we're starting to see Hal and Zero get into these end games, which might be concerning for some of these other squads. NIP still very much a feature in this one as well. as you've just seen Gil get finished by Yanya. So it's just down to the CEO himself here. And sadly, Falcons will fall in 16th. So now we will have 15 teams. One more placement point for Vision. They need 7.
You can see the exhale from Hal, though. I think he knew what his fate was about to be. But for Vision, they're going to be safe on this bridge. Next to them is going to be AG Global. That's where the focus of attention is going to be for Vision for now. You can see that Zach is just kind of trying to wrap behind Vision.
Oh, it's AG Global.
Excuse me, AG. And see if he can force them away. If they can deny them stepping towards this side of zone, then their focus can just be straight ahead to the north. Big moment. Got to be careful here. Knuckle Cluster goes in. Car takes a little bit of damage, as does Zach on the cross here, but it does force the bubble. Motherload will follow up. Vision playing tight, making sure nobody oversteps and gives that first knock away.
This is a huge call from Vision to try and force Liquid away, and they've done exactly that. They've claimed it. Liquid say, actually, we'd rather stay alive. We need points as well. Live reaction of Hal complaining to his teammates. Not really too surprised with that one, but Vision have now been able to take one of the better positions on the map. Reject are arriving as well with the Skyward Dive, and actually, Reject arrived to the west. They become a threat here.
Just landed on their height. So Reject on the height now. Vision have to play bunker down. They cannot peek. They cannot take the fight with Liquid. All of a sudden, Vision under pressure, but still safe in this zone. 15 squads still alive, by the way. If you see the mini-map, every single team seems to be stacked inside of the main structure of the POI and has to leave. This is going to be an absolute battle on the northern side.
Vision under a lot of pressure. RC have taken prime position.
One more potential point for Vision, by the way. Logan just got the knock onto Flinzer.
If it gets finished, that's going to be the real question, though. It's now Team Liquid. Maybe they sense Vision a week here.
By Vision,
it's a great answer back, though. 2 are down on the side of Vision, and Carter has to stay alive.
Vision gone.
The charge rifle is going to get him finished off, though. Excuse me, it was actually, I think, a shot from distance. Maybe even a breach charge that took him down. Vision, Carter, left on his own. Legacy, ports back through. 0 set.
Vision gone, baby. Vision gone.
For them as we turn now to Liquid being forced by SAUL.
It's a brave fight from Liquid, but this could be a huge revive for them as well. Bubble was down. They get back into a 3. Now you need Sykes to get that bat off as Team Liquid will hold.
Oh, the double bubble. Arufa tries to poke from RC up on that high ground using the Valk to drop down, deal that damage, and pop back up. But the main story here for Liquid is they have reset. They have got healthy. And they will be able to participate in this endgame. Now, Sentinels looking for a back-to-back. 2 shots left in the Kraber, make it 3. My maths still not on point. Hopefully Blinks' Kraber will be.
Still somehow 13 squads alive in this final circle, by the way.
The
most we've had so far.
On time.
Under a lot of pressure. And one of the key factors here, first, second, and third are out of this lobby. We still may not see a team reach match point.
Bro, I love Fuse. I'm Fuse main, by the way. I'm Valkyrie Fuse main.
Caustic Ult very, very close to them. Void passages coming through from For Fun.
Nice one.
See if they can peek on the damage.
Lovely.
GG have to force that bubble. They have to expend the bubble.
Team.
And they're going to be vulnerable when that goes down.
One down, one up inside.
Are very much the main players in this final circle as Vayne has fallen. Power ramps are plenty, I'm sure.
Did you see what they did there?
GG's still alive. They've still been able to use this little nook and cranny to stay in a successful position.
Well, NIP and GK is now a 2v2. In fact, it's going to be GK who win that one. Ninjas in Pajamas are dead. GG still alive, by the way, and a combination of GG and Elite will delete For Fun. It's a Mia on a Mia on a Mia. As we now jump back to the Americas. Zeddy on your screen right now. Half the lobby has been eliminated. 10 squads remain.
An opportunity for
Zeddy. SATU is already gone, bro. It's match 5.
A win here may just send them over that match point threshold. And the position they hold
oh my god,
a perfect one. It is another KP that goes in their favor. As you can see how close these teams are now for reaching match point. Liquid, Sen, and Zeddy is all eyes on. Can you do it here on E-District?
Zeta Division bang center of zone behind a Newcastle wall. Sentinels getting pressured by Elite Esports as well inside of their little hut they call home.
Bro, look at the map. It's action-packed with the abilities, man. Oh, GB guys, huge! Huge!
Zone is closing, GK down to 1 as Blast will find another.
Huge, baby.
You can also see Zeddy doing some
GB's ult and fuse ult, huge.
GG will reset.
This is going to be one of the most difficult end zones you've ever seen to stay alive. It's all down to bubbles, castle walls. And maybe, just maybe, there's something you can throw in. There's ramparts there in the lobby. Don't forget a catalyst there with the Dark Veil as well.
An L-Star will certainly help. Elite Esports will be out next. Zeddy looking to
Nade, if you have nade, you have nade. You don't have any nades, bro.
They'll be out of the lobby next. The solo will go. RC now versus Zeddy. Zeddy are trying to send this on the high ground.
Oh!
Rejector out. Gaming Gladiators
GG
also
out.
over into our top 5.
Reject out.
Zeddy
GG
find
out.
themselves 7 points away now from the threshold. But
Bro, Sentinel is really...
They're being bombarded, but another bubble comes out. They
Bro,
should be able to get up.
stun, bro.
Creeping in, you've got to move.
Well, there's Deeds doing his job again on Newcastle. Members down in front of them all of a sudden. The game is Zeddy's. Liquid will fall. Everybody is in front of them. Oh, but that's Zeta Division. There's Zeta Division. Zeddy will fall. And send them for back-to-back.
Zeta.
Zeta Division. Who come through with a win for APAC North.
Yuka on land.
Bro, they needed 2 points, bro.
The man who has been chasing that victory for what feels like forever. As no team crosses the match point threshold here in match 5. It has been the tightest ALGS tournament we've had in quite some time. Zeddy, touching distance, Sen, touching distance, but neither were able to cross. And it is Zeta Division again, time and time again this tournament. They just creep out of nowhere and slam a win on the board and put themselves in contention.
They just managed to avoid the attention of the majority of the lobby. They were playing down in a little corner on the low ground. Everybody else was just a step above them in each other's eyesight. It allowed them to go unnoticed for long enough that when the final moment came, they just had to pull the trigger.
Zeta Division put 22 points on the board from that game, 10 kills, which is the same number Sentinels also found. 10 points for Sen, which actually puts them only 5 away now from that match point threshold. Our reigning world champions trying to go back-to-back with LAN victories, which is not something many teams have been able to achieve. You talk about the greats, you talk about the dynasties that we've had in this competition, the likes of Dark Zero, the likes of TSM. Could Sentinels be another name added to that list?
Questions that will all be answered at the end of today when one team lifts that trophy. But the fact that we still do not have a single solitary team on 50 points means we get some more Apex, and that's what we love here in the Apex Legends Global Series, knowing those games are gonna keep rolling. Here's your match results. Dan, take us through.
Zeddy also giving themselves a fantastic chance with the 12 points they put on the board. They are actually the closest to match point threshold, as we'll see later with the series results. Liquid with a big 12 points through kills alone. The way they were able to hold the southwest side of that zone was perfect. But then some teams still struggling a little bit down towards the lower half of the leaderboard. Big ones would be Ninjas in Pajamas, for example. Our #1 team coming out of the Americas region during Split 1 Pro League are in 19th place. Enter Force 36 are in 20th place at the moment. They just haven't been able to get going.
Well, here is that endgame from the POV, momentarily, of Zeta Division. You can see the carnage, the defensive bombardments raining down from the sky, nades, bubbles. It is absolute chaos inside of that final moment. You can see Fun at the end there. Comes down, I think he might actually die to zone.
I think the last player actually Valkyried up into the air at that point and avoided all the gunfire. You were quite right when you pointed it out that they just were able to get away from everyone else, which sometimes as a Valkyrie, that is your job. You talk about those final circles, you talk about Gibraltar getting the bubbles down, Newcastle using the shield. As a Valkyrie, it is survival of the fittest.
Well, survive they did, and as the games keep rolling, well, we have to wonder, is someone going to hit match point in a few moments' time? The ALGS Split 1 playoffs here at EWC will continue.
Oh, this one is a huge camera. Crazy. This is crazy camera, bro. This is what people go crazy for. Crazy cams. Apex Legend. Boy.
जी नहीं हुआ है, भरोसा था, एसटीएल पे भरोसा है और टीम जीतने की कैपेबिलिटी रखती है। पॉइंट ये है कि टीम बहुत अच्छी है, अपनी जीतने की कैपेबिलिटी रखती है। लेट्स फोकस। गणपति बाप्पा मोरया। मालूम है ना, मेरे एक डब्ल्यू गोल्ड आ गया।
Crazy pants, crazy pants. Tonight I feel like I own the sky. I feel you know me better than
they want, and that's what we want, even all of us, because none of us won EWC. There is a big pressure, but everyone is confident. Everyone is like ready for that win, and we hopefully will get in the next game and get the consistency back now. And that game was what we needed, actually.
Yeah, you've definitely got the ball rolling now, so we're gonna see how the rest of the games go. Thank you so much for chatting with us, Privacy.
Yeah, hopefully, I think next game I'm gonna say 10-12 points. The next one, another maybe 12 points, and then we will be just like a good game, and then game 8 we close the game, I think. Game 8 Falcons.
All right, you heard it here first. Game 8 Falcons. See if that happens.
Welcome back, everyone, to the ALGS Split 1 playoffs here at Esports World Cup 2026. I love Privacy.
He's so funny.
I've got to say, he's so funny, he's so passionate.
Take a breather.
And he's so damn knowledgeable as well. He's saying Falcons in 8. He would. It'd be weird if he didn't.
I mean, they're on course for it. Everyone is, because we don't have a team that has crossed that match point threshold now as we move into Olympus, as we continue our draft. Nessie, what are you doing there?
Nessie gets everywhere. Honestly, I want to, whatever badge or pass she has, they have, I want it, all right? I want it as much as I want to talk about the POI draft here. As we change back over now to Olympus, we snake our way back. What do you make of this one, Dan?
Well, you look at those numbers, and those numbers represent the pick order for the POI draft. You see it in the 60s, you see the 70s, a 24 there of Somers University from Team Vision. I wonder why that is. Also, the 13 from Alliance for Gardens. And again, I wonder why that is. Recency bias is why it is, because these teams have seen so many similar zones on this map that they've just said, look, if it's going to keep going this way, why not? But do you know what happened the first time we had Olympus? We had a different zone.
It did not go there, and the numbers at some point you felt had to really start stacking up against those Eastern pools. This is how we're looking right now, by the way. Remember, 50 points is the magic number. You hit that, you're match point eligible. Zeddy Esports 4 away, Sentinels 5 away, Vision 7 away, Zeta with that win 10 away. Everybody, it almost feels like in that top page, has a chance here with a big win or even just a few points of making match point.
And as a reminder, once you reach the match point threshold, you then still have to win match afterwards. That's why sometimes we just keep going. It is not as simple as crossing 50 and then winning. It very rarely happens, actually. It sometimes takes teams 3, 4, even 5 matches to fight find it after we've had one team cross that threshold.
Yeah, it's almost like the curse of match point down. We've talked about it a million times before. You hit it first, doesn't really mean too much a lot of the time.
It does not, but maybe some of the teams who are going to be closely contested in terms of Olympus and finding points, Elite Esports, again, they have been our best performing Olympus team, averaging 17.7 points per game. If they can find that kind of number, then they would put themselves in contention with the lobby leaders as well. Nemesis and Zeta Division, two more teams that have really enjoyed Olympus here, so we'll have to see, A, are we going to Somers University, and B, who's going to pick up those points?
Well, what do we think, Paris? Someone hit match point in this game? We're not sure. They don't want it. They want more Apex. I get it. I understand.
Sounded like a no, which I'm all for, because I just want more Apex action. As we jump into Olympus now then, remember, ZE Esports are going to be the team that is going to be closest to the match point threshold, but in terms of legend compositions, we're going to be changing everything. No Gibraltar is going to be available now. You're still going to see a lot of Valkyrie, a lot of Newcastle, I'm sure. But can Zeta Division find another win? Or, to be honest, just 10 points is all they need. They don't even need the win here to cross that threshold.
There's a lot of teams who don't need a lot of points whatsoever. They're in the top right-hand side of your screen. You can see what is required. Now, this is where things get interested as well, because what we've essentially seen for the first 5 matches is teams trying to accrue points by winning games, winning team fights. Classic Apex Legends. Now, when you're in a position where you only need 4, you're like, we see one team in front of us. Do we go for the fight? Do we just go for a cheeky in? Do we try and see if we can get our job done nice and quickly? Or do we play the classic way, try and get extra points, try and get max points, and not only get over match point into that threshold, but also stop everyone else getting there?
Don't be alarmed, everyone. It is not going to be Somers University. Fantastic. We fixed the servers. Now,
I've just clapped.
GK, by the way, servers weren't broken. It was just very unlikely that it happened. Now, GK are going to be moving quickly, as are various different teams here. This is pretty much dead central. A lot of teams have been able to move extremely quickly to zone. So we might see a couple of early engagements as NIP just about avoid that one. And Falcons taking on GG at the moment. It could be from distance, though.
Yeah, this is over a terminal by the looks of things.
Crazy pants.
Multi actually gets the finish as well. By the way, Neazul's also getting involved. It looks like Terminal is pretty busy. By the way, so many teams already in zone, but there's not a lot of places to play. This is going to be a very open end game. AG decide that blast time is up.
Yeah, when AG decide to push, you don't really have much chance of retreating. And this is always the worst game to be eliminated. When teams are just on the cusp of the match point threshold and you sit there thinking, yeah, maybe we're going to be done next game here, and you don't have any chance to actually try and impact it yourselves through points.
Well, big moment for Zeta Division that previous game. And now they only need 10. I say only. Stay hydrated, everyone. And 10 points, like we say, that's a good game in Apex Legends. That's not easy in these kind of lobbies to accrue. And Zeta Division now will look for the fight potentially inside of the building. Scary moment though, because still on white armors.
I mean, we're getting to that stage of the tournament where every fight is pretty terrifying. You know the impact of it, whether you die or whether you win. Strafing Flames down at the moment, but Easy Flash still up, and there's going to be the full knock as Easy Flash goes down. So it's Pricey in a similar position, left on his own once more, but this time as a rampart.
Well, Hal is hunting with that 30-30 repeater. It's 2 knocks for him as they're overextending from that position we were talking about in Terminal. They kind of play in that balcony, but Hal's got a little bit of license here on Alter to try and finish off Pricey and finish them off. He does. 3 KP for the CEO. RRQ are eliminated second.
And it has been quite an up and down tournament for RRQ, hasn't it? You think of day 1, how much they dominated. Day 2, suddenly they fall off. They look lackluster, and then they find themselves in match point finals through an incredible survival stage. But now at 38 points, they fall here in match 6. So again, they'll have to sit back, watch, and hope not too many teams cross the match point threshold, because realistically, one should.
One thing that sometimes has let Falcons down a little bit when you've been watching scrims and watching a few Pro League games, just taking their eyes off their back. When the zone is closing behind them, they have to worry about a few things when it comes to that. We'll get back to that in a second as we see 4Fun and GK engaging with each other. GK just get wiped pretty comfortably. And 4Fun will be able to reset, but Falcons, like I said, a little bit of their Achilles heel has been just teams wrapping behind them late. They're going to have a couple of teams potentially do that. End of 436 have actually left, but they still have team vision. They still have reject on that southern side to worry about.
This is also an interesting point in the tournament where some of the lower teams start to play a little bit more aggressive. They take a few more risks, they take a few more fights they perhaps wouldn't. That can be very frustrating. They're trying to play a little bit more zone central, avoiding said risks and trying to survive to put those points on the board. And that dynamic can be a very frustrating one if you're on the receiving end of one of these pushes. One of those teams who do need points. NIP. Again, a difficult
बेचारे
tournament.
उनके खर्चे से ओ सागनी भाई ये वन्नी के टूनी के साग एक तो ना दोनों के इतने सिमिलर है 1-1-2 इसका 0-1 वन्नी भाई थैंक 1000 JMD JMD जय माँ दुर्गा होता है जय माता दी दोनों ना एक्चुअली दोनों बराबर दोनों सेम है ठीक है
How many times have we been in match 6 where and the only reason why it feels early is because no one's on match 7 teams. I just really didn't want to say 6-7 by the way. 5 or 7 teams find themselves on match point and it feels like you've got so much to do to catch up.
I don't want to say 6-7.
It does just give you that little bit of extra on the clock.
Forever saying 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
5 to 7. It's the safe spot for
6
us all.
has been forgotten.
Well, Team Liquid down on the low ground now. Playing the bunker position underneath Alliance, who are playing this height. Alliance will be safe for quite some time up there, but it's about what you do after that that's going to be interesting for a lot of these teams. A couple of Valkyries in the lobby. One team that does have it is Alliance, so their options are pretty vast when it comes to how they want to actually approach the end game here. RC under fire here from Elite Esports, who are holding them out.
Elite Esports have not necessarily found the same form that we saw from them in the group stages, but again, they do still have time, and it is their best map that we're seeing in Olympus as RC are forced back into the zone. Elite Esports were able to really apply so much pressure, and it's going to be an uncomfortable rotate for RC now. As looking at the zone, it does continue to pull a little further south. Sentinels are very much set up shop, by the way. Look at the amount of space they